Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody?
I swear to God, my computer hates your live streams. Hold on. Okay, give me a second. There we go. Okay, we're muted.
Yeah, there we go. Mine's muted. Sweet. What's going on, everybody?
What's up, guys?
Friday night. We're live.
I forgot it was Friday. That's so weird. Like, we were just talking about that, and I forgot already.
It's Friday night, and we're live. Just like Thursday, and Wednesday, and Monday.
What's up, Tony? Kiwi.
What's up, Kiwi? We're waiting because we're about to have a special guest pop on. And it's going to be a throwback to 2 months ago.
Has it only been 2 months? Like, really? It feels like way longer.
Like 2.5. Almost 2.5. Yeah, it's like 2 months, 12 days-ish.
Yeah, it's something. I don't know. No, I have no idea. I don't remember when you got here.
I was there the 23rd through the 30th of April.
Oh, yeah, right. I remember that now.
So I just remember that because my boss had to write it on the whiteboard. Here, Tom off 23 to 30.
I had to get, I got the 22nd night off because I'm going to the Backstreet Boys concert. And yeah, other than that, I'm like, oh yeah, but my phone shut off. Like, so all I have is Wi-Fi. I'm like, yeah, you can just call me whenever you need me. And now the phone shut off. So it's like, I won't get the call. I don't even know where my phone is.
You just had it.
I know. That's. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably out there somewhere. I did a bunch of stuff when I was outside or when I was out there.
No, I thought you just had it in your hand. I thought you just had it and said, like, I was watching you on my phone, and then you, like, just set it down. I thought you said it right in front of you.
Am I freaking blind? Like, I honestly have no idea. Oh, wait. No? Not in my pockets? No? I seriously don't know. Yeah, it'll turn up at some point, I guess.
Man. Like, just, well, we're still waiting for them to join, but just thinking of them joining, like, I'm just having flashbacks being in Winnipeg. Me going through immigration, having to, like, talk to an immigration officer and explain why I'm trying to get into Canada. And, like, you're blowing up my phone like, I got weed.
Yo, I got a bunch of weed for that illegal carton that you brought over. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I got 2 cartons of cigarettes, which are only allowed to bring 1. And I got 2 bottles of liquor in my luggage. And the dude, I'm like trying to get the guy to not go through my luggage.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm here with weed. To pick you up.
Where are you at?
Well, because I went in like a million times, and the airport's so small that, like, you know, and I'm like looking around, and I didn't have my glasses on, or did I? I forget, but I don't think I did. So I'm like squinting, and oh no, I did have my glasses on. And I like went to like talk to the person. I'm like, when did their like this flight number or whatever it was? When did this plane land? She's like, oh, like 45 minutes ago. And I'm like, what? So like, you came down here. So I went into Matt's, and I'm like, because I didn't have my phone, remember, at that time. So I'm like, give me your phone, Matt. And then and he's like, just go in again and see. And I went in again and then came out. And I'm talking to Matt, and Matt's like, what if he just like ditched you? And I'm like, no, I don't think he would do that. So we're like waiting, and he's like, oh shit, I just got a message. He's like, yeah, I just went through immigration. And I'm like, oh shit.
That was so much fun.
Yeah. And like, In the vendors, I'm like literally don't make eye contact with anyone other than the vendor itself. Yeah, like all the dirty people, like all the homeless people coming in and like paying with like all change, and they all know each other. It's like, hey Bob, what's up? How you doing? Where are you sleeping tonight? Like, you know what I mean? Where is your shopping cart? My shopping cart's better than your shopping cart.
That's like the definition of like me and you. Like my flight comes in, I finally get out of the airport. Where do we go first? The vendor.
Yeah. What's up? I'm into pain. Yeah, that was great.
Had to go to the vendor before I even checked into my hotel room because we had to have beer before.
We checked in, and the first thing we did was get ice.
Until we broke the ice machine.
No kidding. I remember that. We broke the ice machine. See, and I told you that was going to happen.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody else was probably doing the exact same thing.
Ice machine on the 5th floor because you needed a 5th floor card, like they're like some sort of special club or something. Yeah.
So I went to the 2nd floor and broke their ice machine.
And then you came back up, and I'm like, "Where's the ice?" You're like, "They're all broken." And then you went down to the bar to get it, and you were gonna go in the bar barefoot.
I thought I did.
No, I made you put on shoes because it's illegal to do that here.
Oh, that's so weird. Like I walk barefoot everywhere.
It's a liability issue for them.
Yeah, the way I look at it is that's my dumb fault if something happens because I should have been wearing shoes.
Yeah, but they don't know that. They don't know that you're not going to turn around and sue them.
Yeah, good point. But dog, quit licking your nipples. Hey, stop.
She's trying to milk herself.
I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
You can pretty much milk anything that has nipples. That is, well, true, technically. I mean.
Oh, yeah. I never did do that second recap of Canada. And you gave me like a whole pile of things that I forgot all about, like eating poutine.
The Tabasco fiasco.
Oh, my God.
Like, I didn't get Tabasco, but I got Frank's. And I'm like, no, it like literally has to be Tabasco.
Dang. Ooh,
yeah, that sounds like a bad situation. That sounds expensive.
That is not good because transmission fluid is flammable, and if it gets on your exhaust, it can catch fire.
What's up, JT?
Here we go. Here we go. This is April, Canada, all over again.
Winnipeg crew.
A little harder to pass at this distance, though.
Yeah, well, no, but you're not as far as Rev is. So I just heard my phone somewhere. Like, I heard it go ping, like the little Hangouts thing, but I don't know where the hell it went. So JT, Jocks, hey, did you hear my voice crack?
I snuck in while you weren't looking.
Yeah. I'm looking for my phone. I just heard it. Oh, no, that's the speaker. I don't know. I'll find it anyways. How are you guys?
Doing good. Had a few pre-show drinks, you know.
Hell yeah.
Woo-hoo! Is that a Caesar?
No, it's gin and pomegranate juice.
Oh, okay. Ooh, nice. Gin.
Like it's Sunright blueberry pomegranate. It's so good.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. And pomegranates are really good for you too.
Yeah.
They're good for your skin.
So I need
So 2.5 months ago, all 4 of us were in the exact same city at the exact same time.
Sitting at the same table and watching the same fake fireplace. Yeah.
That fireplace was so bad.
Hilarious.
The best thing though was when Chalks was like going to blow on it and all the dust like
She's like, I'm gonna be fanning your flames, and literally dust is just going everywhere.
That was hilarious.
That was awesome.
The only thing I regret is I should have had like one of my biggest cameras, like memory and battery wise, and just had it going the entire time.
Oh,
Well,
fuck.
in theory, we could have live streamed, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. We kept trying to live stream, but like our computers were so crappy and like the webcams weren't working. And then, but like when him and I were together, there was like, yeah, I don't want to make this sound bad, but there was like no camera play like at all. Like it was just like we were either watching TV or ordering food or going to
Well, we
get.
were all just like being in the moment, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it
Yeah,
was,
you guys were just hanging out, so.
I told her I'm gonna vlog the entire time. I didn't vlog like one freaking bit. I did like on the flight and everything. And then as soon as I got there, like when I got to immigration, I should have been vlogging that and stuff like that. But nope, didn't do anything. I told her like the second I meet her, she's gonna be on camera. That didn't happen.
yeah, right?
It was so funny because he comes with his like massive baggy ass jeans and he's got his sunglasses on and his toque and his hoodie and he's like walking carrying his suitcase with, and I'm like, that's him. Like, there it is.
No camera.
I think you were like a little perturbed from like the immigration situation. Like the guy looks at him and is like, "You look very interesting."
That guy had a fun time with me.
That conversation would have been great for the camera, though, right? From the way you
I
told the
know.
story.
Totally would have been.
Even if I would have just like set my camera like facing the ceiling, like right on the desk that I was at, like that would have been great.
Yeah, soundtrack would have been worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like,
ceiling tile, probably listen to
you don't
that
have
shit.
to look at the guy; you just hear it. And
That guy was super cool.
Sometimes that shit's better when you don't get to see the people, because then you can kind of make up what they look
you
like.
like can imagine like what their like how their faces are looking and
Yeah.
you know, like what they're saying, and like you're just like, hey, this guy definitely has like 3 girls at home, and like work is like his escape to be a man. Like you know what I mean?
It's the only place I'm in charge. God damn it, you'll listen.
It's kind of like when we were in the underground and Chuck said we were lost, and that lady came up like, "You guys are lost?" She's like, "No, we're not really lost." And we talked to those people. I purposely didn't put them on camera. I just kept looking the other way.
Chuck's is hilarious. Like when I watched that video though, Chuck's is like, "No, I think we're good," and they're like, "No." And then she's like, "Okay, like let's just go."
Going with them. I'm like,
You know, how could you say no? Like, we say that all the time.
We weren't going. Like we were gonna get up to shit or some shit. So
like, there's artwork right there I want to look at. Oh no, that's fine. Come with us. And then you guys like left with them. So yeah, I left.
I'm a sheep. That's my excuse. I'm a black sheep, but I'm still a sheep.
I was just in follow mode. I was just following you guys.
You guys
Started following them, I followed.
I was talking to Rob
Hate spring.
after I watched like that super long video, and you guys like JT, you were like, "Oh, if we're going under the bridge, I think we've gone too far." And then you guys decided to go right down Higgins there. If you guys had gone under the bridge and then up the other side, that's literally like the ghetto here. But Chalks would have loved it because there's this massive building that is all like a black and white mural around it. It almost looks like a new school tattoo.
Nice.
It's like, yeah, it's super cool, but yeah, that's like not the place to go get lost because you guys did go down Higgins, and that's basically.
Yeah, we were in some pretty sketchy areas, but it was fun.
Okay, seriously, I grew up in Vancouver. I'm not that worried about Winnipeg.
Yeah. I'm from a city that size too. Yeah.
I grew up in McKeesport, Pennsylvania, which is a suburb, like a city type suburb type thing of outside of Pittsburgh. That is not a good place to like hang out. And
Right? So we're all good.
We kind of have the vibe of like, don't F with us because we might kill you back.
If
I
you
learned as a young man, the first thing you say to a potential mugger is, "No, give me your wallet." Eases the hell out of them, right?
they don't really mug you for like money and stuff. They mug you for smokes and beer. Like that.
Yeah.
That's honestly like how it goes. Like if you're carrying a case, like I one time got mugged and the guy just asked for 1 beer out of the case.
At least
And
it's blood.
I was like, okay, in my head, I'm like, why don't you just take the whole fucking case? But no. I'm like, okay, here you go then. Fine. I've got 29 left.
Yeah.
That's
Nothing wrong
what
with that.
happened to me. I was leaving the LC and I was walking back to the hotel, and this guy was like, "Hey man, can I get a smoke?" And I just kept on walking. I didn't even look at him. Nothing. I kept walking because I knew, like, well, first off, I didn't have any smokes. But second off, I knew if he actually stopped me, he would be like, "Well, you don't have smokes. How about a beer?" You know, because I'm carrying a 30 pack.
Well, it's friendly Manitoba. We like to chat and drink, eh?
I know. When I didn't acknowledge him, that's when he started going off on me, and he just started yelling.
They'll be like the nicest people to you until you say no, and then they are like out for blood. Honestly, like that's how it is here. It's hilarious. Like, and then at every 7-Eleven that you go to, there's people begging outside for change. I had one girl the other day. She's like, "Do you have what?" Okay, she's like, she like kept going up, making like a list. She's like, "Do you have any cash?" And no, debit. Okay, well, can you go get cash back? No. Okay, well then, can you go get smokes and bring me a pack? And I'm like, and she just like literally kept going. And I'm like, no. And she, like, fine. And then every single opportunity, like, kept getting like higher and more expensive for me as she was
You
talking.
gotta give her credit for creativity and persistence, though.
Absolutely persistent. They are all persistent here. That's why you don't.
Right. I gotta ask before we're live. I got 2 questions
I
actually.
think we're live.
Are we
We
live?
are.
We're already live.
Oh shit! Man. Well, it's a good thing I didn't carry into that any further.
Wait, yeah, there's a button. It's live.
Well, I don't know.
I've done that so many times where I'm just like spewing a bunch of bullshit, and then it's like, hey, when are we going live? And everyone's like, we're live already. And I'm like, how long has that been going on? You just like will just click it in the middle of a conversation when you're already like, half cut and talking shit. Thank
I
God.
like the conversation natural.
I try to give warning before I do it, but
I don't have the chat feed going, right? Because I'm invited into the Hangout thing, and I just left it there.
Oh,
So
that's what's missing.
I have no idea if people are saying anything. So I just
Not really.
blah blah blah.
but I don't know. I won't answer if I have a problem with the question, but you can go ahead and ask any question.
Well, maybe not, since he said that's for the.
No, I was raised in a pretty wise environment, and I know that these 2 questions should be censored and held for later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks
Hence
anyway,
the
though.
double clearance.
But the next time that you like want to say that live, you have his blessing. So
Yeah, well, I remember to look in the top right corner, and I'm good to go.
yeah.
We're
The big
apparently
yellow live button. Yeah.
most haunted hotels.
Yeah.
Fort Gary.
The Marlborough, though, apparently is pretty haunted too.
Yeah.
The Fort Gary actually burnt. Like they were. This was like way back in the day when kings and queens used to live there, or not live there. Sorry, they would. That's where their hotel would be. That would be like the Ritz Carlton or whatever, right? But then it burnt down and they rebuilt it, and there's like one room. It's like 211 or 206. I can't remember, but it's like people have gone in there like looking for ghosts and stuff, and they were like, I'm never going back there again. You're not even allowed to spend the night in that room, honestly.
Oh, fun. That's Fort Gary, eh?
Yeah.
That's the Fort Gary Hotel, yeah.
Never went to the hotel. Used to go to Fort Gary, the fort, when I was like a little kid, like 3 or 4 years old. But
Like lower Fort Gary here?
whatever the fort is, I don't know. I was like 3,
The
4
old
years old
school,
before we moved to BC.
Like the old school like
Training
houses,
fort.
pioneer houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's lower Fort Gary. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it there.
See, that's one thing we need to do is tour down there and visit some of the actual tourist sites.
Yeah.
But
well, and that museum that you guys were at that you didn't want to pay to go in, like that you were like $20 or whatever. But honestly, you guys should have done it. I should have taken Rev there because that museum will like literally blow your mind. It is.
It's fantastic. Like
They have an actual pirate ship in there that like sailed on the seas, like just
I've
sitting
been there before.
Yeah,
but
okay.
like
it just wasn't in the budget.
to take
So-
it and to take a day to do it, not just like
Oh yeah.
10
Yeah.
minutes kind of
That's
breezing
great.
by.
That is a full day
We're
adventure.
like $60.
We've got 10 minutes to blow in here. I don't think that's a good
Yeah,
time.
we'll just keep it.
Well, if you guys
So,
are ever,
yeah.
like JT said he was there, but yeah, Chalks, if like you guys are ever in the area, definitely do it. Even the planetarium shows are cheap, and like once you're in, you're in, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
We totally should have done that.
I
Yeah,
know. I didn't go to the
I saw.
I just Googled Winnipeg Marlboro Hotel haunted, and there are like link after link after link.
I did
a
my
woman
video,
walking
I
down the halls. And
I didn't even know that it was haunted. Like,
Yes.
first time hearing like,
Apparently, there's
I
some
stayed there
YouTube
for
couple from
7
the
nights, and I never heard anything. But then again, I was drinking kind of a lot.
yeah, that. Well, we didn't drink as much as we thought we would, honestly.
Nah, I came home with vodka.
I know you still had like and you only came with 2 bottles, 2 big ass bottles, I should say.
1.75s.
Still have it. Wow.
No, I don't still have it. I drank that one already.
Oh, okay. Good, because I was gonna say it.
No, the whole new. I broke that bottle open like 2 days ago. I drank that much in 2 days.
I blame the GTA, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I blame the live streams.
What's up, Jay Kurt Vivo?
What's up, Jake Kurt?
Indeed, greetings to all chat people. I have no idea who you are, but
Well, we had Kiwi here before, but I think she went over to Cobra's live stream.
How's Cobra live right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm really pissed off that I missed that whole day with you guys. Like, I would love to have just shown you the city and been like, oh, I used to work here. That's my bus stop. You know what I mean? Like, I love doing that shit.
well, it's fun to be tour guide in the place that you're bored of.
Yes.
Been there forever. It's like, oh, actually, you know what? There are some cool things here. I swear to God, no, let me show you.
It's like
There are 4 things.
you get the novelty for a day. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have got lost in the underground because Susie would have been saying like, no, everything's closed down there. Why would we go down there?
No point in going.
That was so fun, though.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
We found a
I
Timmy.
love that. We're like, just want to go to the food court. And it's like, out of service.
Giant circle.
that's what it was. Those people were like, here, I know where the food court is. And you're like, no, I think we're good. And then everybody else is like, okay, we'll follow you. And you're like, I guess we're going.
I love how the lady said, I love how the lady said, like, anything above ground that you find here is going to be really expensive.
It's
I
like,
like honest.
no, the smoked poutineery though, that was delicious. Oh, that was so good. I was like half full at that time too.
I know. I like went back and was watching it over again, and I'm like, we walked past so many good food places. Why didn't we stop at any of those?
Like, yeah, I would have taken you guys all through the exchange. There's like so many like really good like holes in the wall that are just so good.
We walked right past Smokes Poutine. I've seen that
Yeah.
all over the internet.
Well, we went there your second day.
Oh, is that where we went?
Mm-hmm.
I think everything was pretty much
That's
closed.
where we went. That's where I got poutine from, was Smokes Poutineery. That's where we went.
Dude, I could go for some poutine right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Man,
I've never done that one, but
a triple pork poutine is like just so good. You had the chicken and ranch, which
Yeah, like chicken bacon ranch or something like that.
ranch, yeah.
Yeah,
But the triple pork had like the Italian sausage and then the pulled pork, and it also had bacon. Oh my
Okay,
god!
yeah.
now I could go for some.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
I was like completely done. Like my cheeks were like a chipmunk, and I'm watching him, and he's like, la la la, gonna slowly eat my poutine, and I'm already done. I'm like, are you gonna finish?
I am the slowest. I'm the slowest eater in the entire world, man. Like I eat so slow.
Oh yeah, you took forever with that appy plate too, man.
Yeah, but we were in there for like 4 hours.
I got 3 people that can vouch for me.
And even when I walked in, it wasn't even finished. Like, what's up, Pedro?
Yeah, and that poutine was so good because
Well, that was
I ate Monday night, and then I was up all night drinking, doing a live stream, and then I was up all night, and then I caught my flight, and I didn't eat all day long. I took my flight. I think I got like crackers or pretzels or whatever the heck they give you on the flight. That's like the little tiny little thing. And then I got all the way there, and we like got to the vendor, grabbed our beer, went to the hotel. We're hanging out, drinking beer and everything. We order pizza,
we literally just sat there. Like, I was in the chair in the corner and he was just sitting on the bed. We just like literally talked like back and forth for like hours, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, but then we ordered a pizza and we both fell asleep.
Yeah.
Completely out, and then the next day, so like an entire day, I didn't even
prepay for it because
the next day we go and get poutine. That was my first thing I ate since like I was back here.
And you're like, I thought it would be a lot colder here. You're like, I could deal with this kind of weather all the time, and then the next day it snowed.
Yeah, like welcome to Canada, eh?
Yeah. Well, because I left for a bit. I went home to like check on my dog and my animals, and then I came back, and he was like, it was snowing. Yeah, and he's like, no, it was snowing. I opened the window and it was snow, and I'm like, yeah, I know. It's Winnipeg.
And I snowed the night before we came down. We had snow at our place. Yeah. We're driving along. It's like, no snow. Right on. Lucky bastard escaped it.
That was the day, because you had a video where you put it up. You were like, oh, look at all this snow. And then I was like right there in Winnipeg, just a couple hours from you. And I look out the window and it's just like snow's just barely coming down and not.
It's like the slow kind of snow, like the light snow. It's not like a blizzard, you know.
Yeah.
The fog slows it down with the city.
I wish that Rev could have experienced like a blizzard, like a snow day blizzard, like what we're known for, you know.
No, yeah, it came in like January.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody, man. Blizzards up here kind of.
I like it because they complain, and I like that because they don't know, they don't understand.
Yeah, getting snow stayed for a couple of days, that's an experience and a half.
Yeah, nobody should have to do that.
Yeah, we went walking out in a blizzard when it was our first blizzard. That was freaking cool.
It was cold.
Every single thing in Manitoba was shut down, and we're out walking in a snowstorm, blizzard, whiteout, don't go outside conditions.
When you can't, like when you're driving like in the country and you can't distinguish where the ground ends and where the sky like starts, like you can't see the horizon or anything. It's just around you. It's like
or when you're driving in the country and you can't see where the road is and the field starts on either side.
Well, when I was driving home once from Calgary, this was around Christmas time, like years and years and years ago. But so it was dark outside, and we were driving from Calgary to Winnipeg, and the snow, like the drifts, were like all on the road, and like you know, the snow just like quickly, like, you know, goes right across the road. You can't even see the lines. You can't see where the road is. You can't see where the shoulder is. You can't see where the ditch is. Yeah. Oh my God. And I'm not a nervous driver. I had to like get my boyfriend at the time to drive because I'm like, no, I refuse to do this. Plus I was drinking too. So that doesn't help.
And it's not like you need to turn. Get cruise control and you're pretty much good to go.
Well, once you get out of Calgary, you just take the Trans-Canada all the way. Fuck, it doesn't.
In my defense, I wanted to be there in February, but this stupid book took forever to freaking show up. So
okay, true enough. I can't see you being happy here in February, though. That is not flip-flop weather, man.
I wanted like so badly for you to be there because like it was so cold. Like this winter was cold.
It was bad.
We didn't get like a ton of snow.
Dude, Susie's eyelashes froze when she walked like 2 blocks to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, my eyelashes. Did you guys see that video? It was like because I had fake. I had extensions at the time, so they were massive. I had icicles like hanging off of every single one. Like I'm not even kidding, they were like white.
Brutal.
That was bad. Yeah. I couldn't when you breathe in, when you go right outside and breathe in and you just start coughing because that's how cold it is.
That's when I wanted to be there. I wanted to experience that kind of stuff. Like when I was there, that's like my springtime.
Well, what was the first thing I told you? I said, no, you're not going to like it.
Well, no, I know, but that's why I wanted to experience it. That way I can complain about it.
All of your layers.
Yeah.
Every layer you've got, bring it all.
He would have got off the plane in flip-flops and I would have been killing myself laughing. Like
Well, I wanted to be complaining about it because Susie would still be making fun of me to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we were out down in the city there. I was wearing 2 pants.
That's how I do it. Like, every when I used to work at Mercedes, just like in January, February, that was 3 bus rides for me. So I would take the bus to downtown, and then I would take one bus to Polo Park. And like Polo Park is like completely like a wide open parking lot. And every morning, I just got used to the fact that I had to take the early bus, get to work about 45 minutes early, and do my makeup there because, like. You wear a scarf around your pretty much entire face, and you're breathing.
Everything is like melted to your face.
It's like melted to your face exactly. And you get off, you're like, okay, oh gosh, like wipe off, and then you get on a hot ass bus, and then you get into the cold again, and then hot and cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, if your coworkers don't tell you, people look at you weird for a couple of hours, and you're like, the fuck, people, come on.
Yeah, Susie's always talking about taking a bus, and I'm like, I've never taken a bus. And then I go to Winnipeg, and Susie's like, let's take a bus. I'm like, what? That was the first time I ever took a public bus. I've never been on a public bus.
Right at the back. Yeah, it was funny.
How was your
you were like holding all the poles like beside you, like as you're walking, and I'm like with my like sleeve over my hand, and I'm like, then I'm holding them, and then I'm like, yeah, you don't know how dirty it is. Yeah, I guess. What's up, Cemetery? What's up, all-time Hulk fan?
What's up?
Hey, everybody.
This is the Winnipeg crew. In case you didn't know, that's JT Bear. That's his girlfriend Chalks. And of course, you know, Rattler myself.
Did we take a bus to Mongo's or
Yes,
just from Mongo's?
We took just the 15 all the way, actually, which was the easiest bus. There was only one bus. No, we transferred downtown.
But wait, no,
because I remember you put all your change, like a million pieces of change. Like he paid in like dimes and nickels. It was the funniest thing. And then he like had like all his bags and luggage, and he's like, oh, what's it called? A transfer? And I'm like, ask for a transfer. He was just like so like kind of dumb about it. It was awesome.
I've never been on a bus before.
Transit
hey,
cherry.
Speaking of change, guess what I have in my hand? Put it up on the camera.
Is that the glow in the dark loony?
Or the new Toonie?
Yeah, the glow in the dark one.
Oh, no way. Oh, cool.
Sweet. What up, Blumberg?
What up, Blumberg?
Hey. So you're sending that down?
I'll mail that down when I get around to it.
Hell yeah.
I can use it for bus fare.
Sending it to her. No.
No bus fare.
Yeah. There you go, Blumberg. If you want in, you can hop in with the Winnipeg crew. Oh yeah. No, I literally I keep my Canada money and my loony and my toonie on my wallet at all times.
Oh, remember you were he was like so like he's like this is a toonie.
I got $18 Canadian on my wallet at all times. A 10, a 5, a toonie, and a loony.
Yeah, well, you want to make some fun videos? Try spending it in local stores.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I pulled it out.
is this, Australian? Like,
I pull it out all the time, and I'm just like, just kind of flashing it around, like, oh yeah, like I'm getting ready to pay for my stuff. Like nobody's looking at my money. Waiting for people to be like, wait, do you have Monopoly money on your wallet?
yeah. I wish I remember what money looks like.
I don't even have American money. Or wait, no, I do. I got some 20s. Yeah, I got a 5 and some 20s and stuff. Yeah, ours is all green.
Tis.
Yes, it is, and it's all made of carbon something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, uniform, almost communist, if you will. It's also
yeah, it's so funny. It's like your 10 and your 5 look the exact same. They're made out of the same material, but the value is the only thing that is different.
yeah, that's the exact same paper though.
Yeah,
You can't say
exactly.
much about our plastic either, though, right? Like, what the hell is Canadian money even made out of? We're
It's
shoving
like
it
it's
together.
a type of plastic for sure. And when you get one little tear, like in a chip bag, when you open it and you get that one tear and it's like whoosh, like all the way down, it's like without even any like pulling on it or whatever. Yeah, that's how it is. If you get one little tear in it, it all gets screwed up.
Canadian money, it's like all plastic on the side. Like it's all weird.
It is weird, yeah. I miss normal bills.
Oh my gosh, I have a couple. Oh, you know what? Actually, I got them right here.
I miss
The
$2
old-
bills, really.
$1 bill.
Oh, there's a classic.
Yes, yeah, this is a classic here. I got a bunch of them actually. I'm rolling in the dough. I got $4.
Woohoo!
Woo! That's bus fare right there, but I don't think they take bills.
That would cost now to get on a bus.
Now you gotta have loonies and toonies for the bus. I found that out.
Because one of these ones is like one of the rare ones that's worth.
Check your serial numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually do that, and actually, it's this one is the one that's like the rare one. These other ones are kind of just naysayers, but yeah, this one's worth like $750. The rest are, I don't know what they're. Well, they're $1, of course, but
A dollar bill worth $750.
well, they're discontinued, and they made a mistake when they first did it. Like the Queen's hair is like made like a shaped like a devil face or something on the side. No, like I'm not. Look it up. Like honestly, like I'm not joking.
There are screw ups in the printing of cash all the time.
Yeah. And what with the dimes? Remember the whole thing? Like this was like almost 20 years ago. All the dimes, like the sailboat had like a shadow in the background, and that one was worth like a lot of money. It was like from a certain time or a certain year, which I can't remember. And we all go home and are like searching.
Painted ones there. Or...
Yeah, well.
There's times.
Backstory on that. See if you got the years. We have lots of times.
But yeah, but if you actually have like if it's before a certain time, they're all made with silver. And those ones are like if you take in like an entire thing, you'll come out with like quite a bit of cash. Like not like you won't make you rich, but you'll be spending money at least.
Yeah, and I haven't. Well, I've had time to reflect, but I have to say, like literally, I was in bed, and when you guys knocked on my door, and I got up, I was like, "Who the hell is this?" I got up like a couple hours before that, and I did a couple shots. I just woke up, and I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm gonna do a couple shots. Did a couple shots, and went back to like laid down in bed. And you guys know
I wonder, man.
and when I looked out the peephole, I was like, what the
And they were like strolling to your door. They're like, hello.
Yeah.
And you guys walked in. The very first thing that happened, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fun freaking day, man.
Well, we can.
because you like didn't waste any time. You're just like, hang on here, I got something to do, and then like all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, we're gonna have a fun time today.
You guys were just like, hello, Rev, let us in. Hello, we're here.
Well, they didn't say like, hey, why don't you come on and let's go explore the city? They were like, we'll come in for a second.
Didn't really seem ready to go anywhere, dude.
Woke you up.
You kind of seemed like a bit of a grumpy sour face to be woken up.
Yeah.
Kind of a who's it? Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. Right.
How was that day?
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. Give me a second. Yeah.
But in my in my defense, I don't think I drank a beer before we left. I don't think. Did I?
I think maybe, yeah. Or two.
Maybe I did.
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah. We were in the lobby long enough to get some photographs. Yeah, maybe one.
Chat up the fascinating security personnel up front.
Oh, I know. They just stand at their little podium there.
Well, I did his job at a similar hotel, so I can't help but ask certain types of questions. And my God, the security personnel there are pathetic.
Well, he was actually really good when I was going up to use the elevator, and he was going to use the elevator, but like the fancy staff one. And he's like, oh, you can just come on in with me. And I'm like, okay, this isn't sketchy at all, but it's your grid. Mine's not. And then as soon as we got up to like what the 7th or 8th floor, whatever the room was on,
7-Eleven.
Yeah, he was like, okay, bye. And I was in this like back like hallways where like, I had no idea where I was going. Like, and there was like a banquet into the banquet, and then I was like, wait, this isn't the way. I'm like trying to get my bearings to go through, and then like I think he went down, and then he must have come up again because I met him when I was finished exploring. I met him at like the same place. He's like, oh, it's like literally just right through that door there. I'm like, oh. and then I go through the door, and those are the other elevators that are there, and I'm like, okay, now I know where the hell I am. I didn't use the peasant elevator this time, like Jesus.
I love how every time like I would go for ice, I would walk down the hallway and all you could smell was pot the entire way that you walked down the hallway. It was like
was fucking sketchy.
That was pretty sketchy hallway.
Didn't like one of the women, like she was like, oh, I know those freaking kids.
What's up? How's it going?
What's up, Blumberg?
not much. Blumberg, you're with the Winnipeg crew. 2.5 months ago, we were all together.
Yep. I know. I was up there. I kept trying to fucking run and like catch up, but you guys were just going too fast. I could never catch up.
Why we went in the underground circle?
I felt kind of left out, by the way.
There's a place just outside Winnipeg that's like Blumberg Farms.
Blumberg Park.
Yeah, it was a town called Blumberg.
Yeah, that's my great grandfather's park.
I remember I was gonna take a picture of the sign, but we were like moving way too fast. I was like,
Sure, that's a good idea. I was thinking about taking the sign to send him, but
I never the entire time I was there, I didn't see one speed limit sign.
yes, you did.
No, we're Canadians. We're far too polite for that. Just do what feels right. And, good luck shooting in town anyway.
No, to the point like when I
Go
got
at whatever
home,
speed you feel is comfortable.
when I got home, I was like, wait a minute. Like, do they have like in the city, it's like, I don't know, like here it would be 35 mile an hour, but I don't know what
No, 50 unless otherwise posted, technically.
Yeah.
And all of our signs only say maximum, and then they don't say like miles per hour or it would be kilometers an hour. It doesn't say that. It just says maximum 60 or maximum 50. That's all it says on the sign. They look exactly like yours.
So it doesn't say KPM?
Yeah.
No, not. And I was looking here remember when you asked me to send you a picture of the street sign? And I remember I was like, oh, maybe it does have kilometers per hour. Some of them do, like some places in Canada, but here it's just maximum whatever.
Rural heartlands, we still have kilometers. Just reminding those Americans who come up for duck hunting season, yes, you've had a few stronger Canadian beers, and no, those are not miles per hour. 100 miles an hour on the highway is not safe, bro, especially in that truck with that many beer. Just don't do it.
So I think the fastest I've ever gone
What's
was
up, Levi? What's up, JDS?
Levi, what's up, GDS, was 160 in an 80. And that was in a Plymouth Breeze. And so like that was like really not good. And the entire next
Manning Park in a Volvo.
what kind of Volvo?
Volvo, what was that? 740 GLE. It was a pretty sweet little pimped out Volvo, actually. It was a banker's car,
Those,
really.
those little boxy ones.
Oh yeah, they're boxy, but they're good.
Volvo are like actually really they're good cars.
Yeah. I love that car. The only thing I've ever loved as much as that car is the Jeep, which is parked out back because it's time.
I found
to
a badass bottle in the river this evening. I don't know how well or if I can get it to show, but yeah, it says Chattanooga Medicine Company.
Oh,
pretty awesome. It's like I would say it's probably from like the 30s or the 40s or something. It's not a cork top, so it's not like super old. But Chattanooga is a city in Tennessee. It's like a couple hours east of me on the local bottle.
Back in the days of the thriving snake oil salesman trade.
Oh yeah.
Off the carry bottle, yes.
Yeah, it's east and south of you.
My friend found a really cool jar that was like this little small, kind of big around small jar, and on the embossing on the front, all it said was physician's sample.
I was gonna say it was like a medicine container.
Susie, your mic's not working. Oh, there it goes.
What?
No, it was working.
Yeah, it seemed to be.
Maybe my shit's messed up. I'm gonna exit out and come right back in because it was kind of.
Those old medicine jars are cool, though. I love digging those up when you randomly.
Yeah, those are cool.
It'd be nice if we found some intact in our yard. Every year, broken glass. The chickens are bringing up massive chunks of like ceramic and broken glass.
Are they like eroded yet or whatever? So they're like soft to the touch, kind of like almost like a matte finish.
No. Most of the stuff I'm finding is like party pit, and then everybody throws their bottles in, gets spread out. Somebody goes, "Oh, hey, let's put a house here." All right.
We'll just cover it up and then put a house here.
Yeah, and then some asshole like me comes along and goes, "I want to dig a garden. What the hell is this? There's a foundation." I got some full-on archaeology to do in the backyard there. There's some weird shit stuck in my lawn, I tell you what.
I would do that. One time when I was younger, we had like all this caution tape. My buddy's dad was like a cop or whatever. We had all this caution tape. We put it around, and she had like a little area in her backyard where there was like a bunch of trees. And we were just like digging it up, looking for like fossils because we thought that we would find some.
All good. I tried to dig to China. It's all good.
Who hasn't tried to dig to China?
I totally did.
Your parents come outside the backyard. They're like, "What the hell are you doing in my lawn?
My garden."
Sorry, I think I can like seriously see China though. Like I'm so close.
Got to water. I'm on my way.
Yeah, exactly. My parents would be like, "Are you running away?" They'll be like, "Okay, great, here you go." And my parents would like literally pack my suitcase for me. I one time got all the way to the end of the street, and then I'm like, I should probably turn back because what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna eat? Like, I got no money.
Yeah.
And I was in my pajamas.
Not very well prepared.
I know, and then I remember knocking at the door, and my dad was like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "Hello, it's my house." And my dad's like, "No, I'm sorry, you left." Like it's. Oh, I was so mad. I was so upset. I one time lost my iPod, and then my dad re-gifted it to me as a Christmas gift.
That's awesome.
I'm like, I was actually like in tears. I'm like, "This is your way of teaching me a lesson." And he's like, "Yes."
Did it work?
Yeah, I never well, actually, I don't know where it is, but yeah, no, Before I lost it for the second time, I didn't lose it at all.
Oh, that's good.
The only Apple products I ever bought was an iPod.
I'm anti-Apple.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like Apple either. Yeah.
No, my iPod screwed up. Like it would stop working in the middle of the day. Like I'd take it to work with me and it would just hang up and like freeze and it was a pain in the butt.
Not mine. Mine was like perfectly fine.
And then I had
That shit is like glitching out hardcore. I think I'm gonna have to
Before you go,
like restart
Apple?
my Wi-Fi. I tried restarting the computer, but I haven't restarted the Wi-Fi in like probably almost a month.
Restart your shit. We'll see you in a minute. Get her done.
No. Fuck.
Oh, I can like catch every like fourth syllable.
Kind of like playing the Shatner game, but not quite the same.
Yeah. No, I never had the iPod Touch. I'm into pain. I never had the Nano, but I had that one where, like, it was after the original big ass bulky one, where it was like the size of my phone, wherever that is, and you like would circle up to like go up and circle down, and then you had to like click the button.
This sucker's covered with dust, but that's the one I had.
Yeah, that's the exact one that I had. Yeah, that's the one. No, sorry. I had just the model after that, where that's massive. No, that was too big for mine. I mean,
And I had the armband where you could put it on your arm.
maybe that is the one. It's been so long since I've even seen it, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
that.
I had no clue it was this thick. My phone is not that thick. My phone is way thinner than this iPod.
Thick.
It's so big.
I mean, that's how you know it's like good though. It like we got some weight to it. And...
You got to whack somebody with your phone, you're doing some damage.
Yeah, take out your iPod.
I should plug this thing in and see what music I have on there. I have no clue. I have like all
That would be like a blast from the past. What's up, Eric?
Hey, what's
Hello.
going on, everybody?
Welcome, welcome.
Heck yeah. I've never been on a panel with JT Bear. I had to come.
Oh, wow. Hey,
Yeah, it's the Winnipeg crew. We're all together 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm so happy I met you guys, like all of you guys.
I'm not joking. Like that was one of the best days of my entire life. Like, I had so much fucking fun that day.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
went to the city, got lost, had some laughs. It was good.
I remember walking in and like Chalks was like, "Hey, Susie," and I was like, "Woo!" And I almost tripped over my own flip flops because I was so excited. I'm like, "Okay, there's stairs there. This is not gonna be good." I'm like, "Okay, just make sure you keep looking down and like 1, 2, 1. You know, like 1, 2, 3. What? Who does that?" But
That's not a bar you want us to be seen stumbling into.
Yeah.
that's actually why I folded up my pants so that I wouldn't trip over my pants.
Gotta admit that it was a beautiful bar. Like the structure of it, the building.
Yeah.
It's lovely, yeah.
Oh, I love that hotel. That hotel was great.
Oh yeah.
So pretty.
Apparently, it's haunted.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that until you guys just mentioned it.
And that's not even just the super lethargic staff. That's actual ghosts. So, yeah, welcome. Have a seat somewhere. I'll get around to you when I get off my phone.
What's so funny? We
The
got to
elevator there creeped me out right from the get-go. It was like 2 inches off. You don't want to get in that and go up 7 floors.
You also don't want to call an elevator repair company. They have you at their mercy and they're assholes.
Did you say the stairs were like 2
Elevator
The
repair company.
elevator.
Oh, and the doors closed like so quickly, where it's like you have to like book. You have to like basically book it on there if you want to make it. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's like ding. And I did that when the security guard was helping me onto his private elevator, and like literally he went on, and then I was halfway through, and the doors were like whoosh, like right on me, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I got them too, and I got smacked by the doors.
A little warning would be nice. Sign on the elevator. Warning, elevator tries to eat you. Go.
Yeah. You better not be 80 years old because you're gonna be.
It'll break you.
I tried to help some handicapped lady onto the elevator. She's like, "Hold the elevator." I'm like, "Okay," and
I'm trying.
I turn around to say "okay," and the door's already shut. I'm like,
Meanwhile, she's like, "You asshole."
"No," I stood there and waited with her. I was like, "All right, well."
Yeah, that's true.
That was the lady that came up, like, "This entire floor smells like
Yeah,
pot."
that's the lady.
Yeah,
That's the lady that was like, all those teenagers smoking weed.
I love the one lady was like, "This entire floor smells like pot," and the other lady was like, "Well, it is legal here." Like,
And weren't we in like a smoking floor? Like
Yeah.
the entire floor was like a smoking floor. Yeah.
yeah, because I got
There was
the,
that one room. There was like 11 people in it. You walk by, you're like, "Oh my god, are we gonna get jumped?"
Garbage bag full of pizza boxes and takeout.
Wasn't that our room? Yeah.
You had to go past this one to get to yours.
I almost thought we missed your room. Like where the hell is
Yeah, it
it?
was like right in the corner in like a whole little space.
and
Yeah.
go all the way down the hallway and into like a weird little hall.
Like a little like a fire escape almost area. But it was perfect because like we were like kind of secluded over on that side.
Yeah, it was good because of that.
But then every single time, like someone would rent the room next to us, and we'd be like, "Yeah, there's someone there. There's someone beside us again." Yeah.
You have to love how well insulated the walls are in those older hotels.
Absolutely.
It actually had some decent insulation. Like I could hear people every once in a while, but not.
I barely did, unless they were in the halls, like close to our room. I couldn't hear anybody.
Oh man, that old hotel I worked at might as well have been paper in those walls.
What's
They're
up, Dad?
in the next suite.
Well, I'm sure if there was someone next door, like talking loudly or playing like music and stuff like that, or even the TV, like we would probably be able to hear it. But there was like nobody that really stayed next to us at all the entire week.
Don't like that.
Heck yeah.
Maybe they knew about the ghost in that suite. I mean,
Well,
missed it by one room. Aren't you lucky?
If there was a
we dodged
ghost,
the bullet.
if there was a ghost in our room, that ghost did not like the yelly guy because we had that guy on all the time.
John, his name is John Taffer. He's talking about Bar Rescue. The
Oh,
show.
he's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I've never watched the show, but she mentioned
Rev calls him the yelly guy because he's
Okay.
always like, "What the hell is this?" Like,
Yeah, but the places he goes into, it's like, that's
God.
fucking disgusting. Would you eat that?
yeah, exactly. And he's like, "My wife is going to be like the person who goes in there and checks it out first, and we're gonna see what they say." And then it's like, "Oh, this burger is raw," and he's like, "That's it. I'm going in there." You know what I mean?
It's like,
He's like, "Would you feed this to your kids? Would you feed this to your kids?"
he like throws it at him.
Yeah.
That's why I call him the yelly guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's so perfect, man. I love him. And then, but then, like when everything starts to like kind of get back to snuff, they're like, he's like, "Okay, so I think we can work together, can we not?" Yeah, you know, like he's so.
ex-drill sergeant all the way.
Yeah.
We're gonna train you. You're gonna get this right, and then everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But first,
Yeah. But first, I'm gonna kill some more.
I'm gonna need you to run around this campus 500 times. Go.
Yeah. That's their punishment for having a shitty bar.
He's like the Gordon Ramsay of the bar industry.
Totally, absolutely, 100%. Actually,
You
that's
think he enjoyed his cupcake?
Maybe.
He's got cupcake. Oh,
Oh, that's so yummy.
like your cupcake?
Yeah.
Ah,
See
He
there,
has
Brad?
my voice.
is somebody on a sugar high?
Oh, I'm gonna be in about 5 minutes.
He is
They
like,
talking to you,
he's
bud.
like trying to figure out if he should laugh or cry.
We're gonna turn 5 grown adults to butter.
I don't know. His eyes kind of remind me of that last time I had that mushroom pizza.
I remember the last time I
Look at that. Look how
You
cute.
still trying to get it off your face, bud?
Oh.
Hey, you.
You see yourself? Right here, you see yourself.
My God, do I look like that? Somebody get me a wet wipe.
That looks like me after Mexican food.
That looks like me after too much sugar.
The dog's over here trying to lick him off for my wife's right here. She's trying to clean him off for me.
Look, he's looking at you. He's like, what? What are you telling them about me?
Oh,
God.
hey, mama. Come on, baby.
Cute.
Oh, he's so God. Acre is like the cutest baby ever. I don't even have kids, and he's so damn cute.
What's up, Wolverine?
How's it going, Wolverine?
Greetings. There are a few things out there as cute as other people's kids.
The best thing about other people's kids is you can play with them, but then you can give them back.
Exactly. No, my cousin actually, she just had a baby too, and I was over there after my uncle died, and she like was like, "Oh, here, you want to hold them?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then she like gave it to me, and I was just holding him like this, like, and I'm like, "What do I do? Like, how? Like, do I? You know, I don't know. How do I? Like, he's not a dog, you know. Like, I can hold a dog easy, or a cat.
Like a football and bounce a little bit. You know?
No, he gave me the finger. He was like not even one, and he gave me the finger. I'm not even joking. Like when I was doing
Canadian,
this,
eh?
like he like brought his finger up, and then like it was like, and then he just like looked away, and I'm like, seriously, this kid just gave me the fucking finger? And my auntie and my cousin, they were all laughing, but I'm like, this kid has it over me. Like I was a little bit like, what? I was a little like offended. Like I was wanting to go on a rampage, but he's like 6 months. What am I gonna do? It's a fucking.
When you get older, I'm going to
I
take
know. What did you just do to me? I can drop you at any time. I swear. I would never. It's my cousin.
Oh, yeah. And other things we
But
only do.
another baby, like hell, yeah, it would have been gone. Except for Acre. Acre, I'd be like, oh my God, I love you so much. And you smell like puke and baby powder. But whatever.
And cupcakes.
Yeah, he smelled like cupcakes.
That's even worse.
Mm.
I'm not a sugar fan.
No, with him, it makes it nice is that we got a 13-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old daughter that helps a lot take care of him.
Aw.
Thank God for that. Yeah, no kidding. That really must make
I mean, that helps out so much.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, especially when Beth goes to work and it's just me.
Oh yeah, like my sister when she lived here last year, she moved last July, but she she would almost never call me to ask for like babysitting type thing, but one day she did, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll come over. I went over and like she had I guess at the time it was like a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old or something like that. And I remember going over and I'm like, oh, this sucks because I made like the 2 first kids, like I made it through. I never had to change a diaper. Like I babysat a bunch of times, but I never had to change a diaper. And I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be the time, man. The 1.5, like they're gonna need a diaper change. And all of a sudden, like my little niece is like, oh, well,
I remember this story.
the youngest one is Scotty. Like they all have names, Sydney, Austin, and Scotland.
Anthony, one of them.
Well, they're all names of like cities or countries. Sydney, Austin, and Scotland. Scotland's the youngest. And Sydney was like, "Oh, Scotty, like your diaper needs changed." And I'm like, "Oh, crap! I made it this far as an uncle, and now I got to change a diaper. This sucks. And like before I knew it, she was like, okay, let's take you up and get your diaper changed. I'm like, what the heck? Like the 9-year-old just takes the 1.5-year-old upstairs. I'm like, heck yeah, this is awesome. I love being
Welcome to favorite niece position.
My buddy left his daughter with me for like a couple hours when he was off working in the area over here. He does like contract work, and she was like not older, but I'd say she was like 2 or 3, but was still wearing a diaper. And her name was actually also Scotland, which is funny. But he was like, "Okay, but if you tell her, like, do you have to go, or if you ask her if she has to go potty, and she does, she'll tell you. But if you don't ask her, she won't tell you, and you'll have to change her diaper." And like literally every 5 minutes, I was like, "Do you have to go potty? Like, do you have to go potty?" And then even like sometimes I would just be like, kind of like trying to take a whiff and like seeing if she had to go potty, but thank God I didn't have to change the diaper. Oh, and she like made a mess out of everything on my kitchen, and then I made her clean it up. It was awesome. I loved that. And she was scrubbing the refrigerator when my buddy Scott walked in. Oh, he's like, "Oh, I see you put her to work," and I'm like, "Well, she made the mess. I mean, what am I gonna do?" That's why I would be like the worst mother ever.
the first time I
Actually, was
ever
setting a good example.
I'll treat you like you're like 30. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
You're a
gonna
person.
you. I'm gonna, yeah. I'll be like, "Did you fucking shit in your pants?" You know what I mean?
That might be a
First
little.
time I ever babysat, my sister's like, I just need you to babysit. Like, I have a meeting. Like, I just need you to watch her first kid. And
Forget babysitters. Susie'd be like, all right, I'm going out for the weekend. Here's some cans and a pack of smokes.
And take care of my plants.
don't forget to water my plants.
Yeah, don't
That
forget
pepper
to-
guy.
if you don't. You know what happens.
But the first time my sister ever asked me to babysit, she's like, just watch her. Like, she's already asleep. You don't have to worry about anything. But if she wakes up, just change her diaper because it's going to need changed as soon as she wakes up. And I'm like, okay. And so she dropped off the kid, and I'm just sitting here, and it's like in the little like or whatever, like the car thingy. Like she just brought it in, like set it down. I'm just sitting here, like looking at it on the floor, like, okay, what do we do? And like the kid's sleeping the entire time. I'm like, man, I'm a great uncle. This is awesome. And she's not waking up. She's sleeping the entire time. And then she wakes up, and I'm like, oh no, now I got to change her diaper. This sucks, man. Like, I don't want to change her diaper. And I'm sitting there like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, hey, what's going on, Sid? Like, how you doing? And I'm just like talking to her and stuff. And I look out the window, and I'm like, oh, there's my sister pulling into the driveway. Like, awesome. My sister walks in. She's like, oh, you're up. And then like oh, you need your diaper changed. I'm like, yeah, apparently. But never had to change a diaper.
I'm safe on that one myself for now, but Fuzzy's already talking about kids with the fiance.
Grandkids
so,
are coming.
Oh man.
Gonna be a grab a bear. I don't know about that one.
Papal Bear.
I don't have enough gray hair for that. He's still got to wait a few more years.
How are you, JT? I'm 41, so I know we had to be close in age.
How old am I?
Yeah.
Gentleman doesn't ask, the lady doesn't tell. I don't know. I'm 44, actually.
44?
Yeah, you'll be there soon enough.
Oh,
She's 44 in October, since we're going out there.
yeah.
I'm 41 next month.
Well, see, there you go.
You guys don't look like 44. You could pass for like, both of you could pass for like 36. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, in their 30s. Yeah.
Easily 36, like maybe even 34.
I believe that staying young and
Thanks,
irresponsible
guys.
helps keep you young and irresponsible.
They're like
Thank you very
lightning
much.
streaks in here, but yeah, it's good. It's good.
I'm kind of mad
Yeah,
that I
you
don't
both
have.
have like a youthful glow about you. Like your faces both like have a lot of youth to them.
That's the new Canadian recreational pastime you may be seeing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be gin and juice.
Could
I'm
be.
kind of mad that I don't have any white or gray coming in like on my.
I'm getting all kinds of gray in my beard.
Oh, that makes me mad. I wish it would start happening, but it doesn't run in my family really.
Apparently, my family genetics are once it starts to really gray, it's gonna like bam, gray, silver white, done. So I was curious.
My uncle went gray at like 18 or 19 years old.
Yeah, I know people like that too.
For work.
Yeah, like 18, they just like your entire head, yeah, your entire hair goes gray, but then like you start getting like the white, like in your goatee or beard or whatever. But yeah, no, I'm kind of jealous. I kind of wish I would have like some white coming in. My aunt actually asked me if I dyed my well, I guess I have a goatee really, but she was like, "Do you dye your beard?" I'm like, why the heck would you do that?
Dye it white, bleach it.
Wolverine in the chat said that I look 30. I actually am 30, and I'm not married and don't have any children.
You better be getting on that, Bumberg.
Yeah.
You have fish though. You catch fish.
Yeah.
That's a great activity to do with kids though.
It is.
I've got plenty of babies. I raise a lot of peppers. I've got like over 300 pepper plants. I guess that fills in the gap.
They're my babies. I love them. Yeah, well, you do some good work with them too. So.
Oh yeah, he does.
It's definitely like having a kid. I mean, the amount of work that I put into a season, and it never really stops. It's like I always am like, oh, I can't wait for the end of the season. Like by like September, October, I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to that break. But there never really is a break because then you've got all these pots that are left over from the season you've got to do things with. And then before you know it, it's like, oh crap, I got to start seeds. And then that's like a whole nother thing. And like you got to stay on top of making them, like making sure they're all moist and then transplanting, separating, all that. Keeping everything watered. It's a pain in the ass, especially if you're. It's not bad if you're not starting very many, but I mean, if you're trying to start like 300 peppers inside, get them all healthy enough to plant,
That's hard.
a lot of freaking work.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
My worst part about it all is the damn weeding sucks so bad, especially with all the rain and heat we have. You go out there and pull weeds, get everything. The next day, there's twice as many weeds out there.
That's why I throw that grass
That's what burns me out.
Mulch it.
I do. And they come right through the mulch.
The best, most effective way that I've found is put down like that weed barrier fabric, and then put straw over top of that.
Yeah, or mulch.
I do that. I do that at one of the gardens across town, and that works really well. But at my at-home gardens, I don't put down any mulch or anything. When I dug the gardens, I didn't use a tiller. I didn't go in there and, till all that stuff under. I went and I cut like individual squares of grass and I removed all of the grass and weeds, shook out all the dirt out of the roots best I could. And then I used the clumps that still had some dirt and plus it was all the grass. I used those like to pile up like low spots in the yard, where I've got spots that maybe tree stumps or whatever were there and it's sinking in. I just used that stuff to fill that in. Well, over the past couple of years doing that, and I don't have to do that each year. Like when I go in, I just pretty much because over the winter there's not really anything that grows in it. It just stays a bare spot, and I'll pile leaves and other stuff. I actually took all my plants last year and piled them on my back garden and burned them, and then just spread the ashes all around on the garden and stuff. And then I go in the spring and turn the dirt really good, and I'll pull all the weeds along the edge and stuff. And I mean, I do have some stuff sprout up at first, but as long as you stay on it for the first couple weeks, you don't really have to do anything. Like right now, I could go out to either one of the two gardens here, and it's mostly all bare dirt underneath the plants, which the plants have filled in enough now that they're shading out the ground anyways. But there's very few weeds or grass or anything growing in there.
I got such a weed bank in my soil that ain't funny. from all the years of letting stuff go to seed and stuff and being lazy, you know, at the end of the year. And
I've got like crabgrass and Bermuda grass and stuff. Those are
I got
terrible. Those are two of the
cockers,
worst types of grass.
morning glories, crabgrass.
Yeah.
That
I've got
crabgrass is the worst.
Those weeds are actually trying to repair your soil and stuff, though, right? So maybe those weeds are trying to work on your behalf.
Those weeds don't, you know, that all that soil is trying to do is cover itself and not be bare. So those
I have watched like, and I don't remember. I don't think it was that Barefoot Gardener dude, but it was somebody else that came on the public television, that did garden stuff, and he was talking about ground cover weeds that he likes to plant, like, and he like intentionally weeds his gardens, like put like, and when I say weeds them, not like pull the weeds, but puts weeds in them as a ground cover, and he's like researched it and found like certain ones that add things to the soil and actually are beneficial to your crop. Plus, having the weeds as a ground cover keeps other weeds and things from growing.
Well, every plant serves a function, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I could find something that was good as a ground cover in my garden, I would probably do that. But I haven't had any issues with just doing the bare dirt. And I'm lucky that the area that I live in, I'm in a creek bottom, and I actually have a little spring-fed creek in my yard. But I mean, you dig in the ground anywhere around here, and you pull up like river rocks, like rolled river rocks, because this whole area is just river valley. It's good dirt, like nice chocolate brown dirt.
What's up, BD? BD Beats in the chat.
Yeah,
I think the weeds aren't as big of a problem as the rocks are. Like, that's the one thing. Every year when I dig my gardens, even though I dig them down about like this far, and turn all the dirt and break it up. And every year when I turn my garden, I pull out. I mean, I'll get rocks like this big, and it's like, how the hell did I miss a rock like the size of a freaking
You don't. They like float.
I don't know where they just
I
moved.
found in our garden, like, we sifted the bugger out of that thing this year, and ridiculous pile of rocks.
Yeah, every year I get a big pile of rocks out of it. It's like,
my stuff don't got any rocks in it. I'm lucky. The only parts that's got rocks is part of the garden out that my top hill, but there must have been a driveway right there at one time. And that's the only, it's like gravel rocks for what they would have put in somebody's driveway. They ain't like big rocks like you're talking about.
We get them all over the spectrum, really.
What happened to you, Susie? Did your internet cut out?
Yeah, my internet cut out.
Mine's working great now that I fucking restarted the Wi-Fi and restarted my computer 3 times.
My internet's not
I finally got frustrated and I just went out and smoked a cigarette, and then I came back and it was working perfect. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Back to my computer sometimes. Reminded I don't need it. I can count. I'm good. Threaten it with an abacus. Says, I got a typewriter right here. I don't need you.
Does the typewriter have an HDMI? Is it compatible?
No, it's all bluff. I don't actually have a typewriter. Do we even have a typewriter in the house?
I have 2 of them. They go.
She
ding,
has
ding,
2.
ding,
Yeah. And then you have like the little lever that's like, and like, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're from like the 40s or 50s.
Oh yeah, with the leather case, you got the zippy ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, my grandparents had one. My sister and I used to like, but if you like put them all down together, like all those little things stuck, yeah, they all go together, yeah.
So did they do away with whiteout now since you don't use an actual typewriter anymore?
People
No, they've still had whiteout for a long time. Like that, I mean, you can use that just for like if you're writing out something with a pen, and then you like mess up, you can put whiteout over it, let it dry, and then you can
I use it all the time.
Yeah.
It's like old classic joke. How do you tell if a blonde's without your computer? There's whiteout on the screen.
Yeah.
Another one's in there. It's filled in.
Well, yeah. Well, also like, what the hell was it? Something about like, how do you know if a blonde? Was it something about like blowing the horn because there's lipstick all over the steering wheel?
Okay, well, this isn't the joke, but there's this one time when I was working at the body shop, this one woman came in with her vehicle, and you could tell she was like a rich person, whatever, and she was like, "I need my vehicle fixed." And then I go into the vehicle to inspect it because for MPI you have to take a lot of pictures and stuff like that. And her airbag deployed, and all over her airbag, like as soon as it went off, it like all her makeup literally she was wearing was like on the airbag. Like it looked like a face. Like I'm not even joking. Like it was like the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And like it looked like a face on the airbag that was deployed. Oh my gosh. I'm like, how can you wear that much? Like her eyebrows, all of her like foundation, her mascara, her eyeliner, her lipstick. I was like,
That would have been a great video.
Yeah, I know. I should have made a video about that. Damn it. Yeah, I wasted my opportunity. But yeah, it was great. Yeah, like her like doppelganger was on the airbag.
That's the great thing about any part of the service industry. You get to see so many, we'll use the word unusual things.
Yeah.
Interesting things.
Interesting.
Interesting is a good one too. Yeah.
I mean, all the times when we've had vehicles come in that just like are hot box, like it's like a permanent hot box, and there have been some of them that have had like their bags of weed in like the console or the. Of course.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite things to do back in the day, like back in the 90s, we would go to the junkyard just to like, check out, like maybe we can get parts for our vehicles, or like we'll get a sunroof, or like stuff like that.
A fender panel here, or like a
every single vehicle we would go to, we would check the ashtray. You'd always find roaches.
Yeah, or change.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and fuses and light bulbs. We would just go in and just start yanking fuses and light bulbs and like throw them in our toolbox. Like, didn't have those. Well,
I used to do that when I
pop up the back seat.
Junkyards are a thing of the past anymore. You'd be junkyards all over the place around here. They close most all of those down anymore around my part of the area. Like there'd be a junkyard, several junkyards in my town. Now there's not a one.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Like 3 at one time.
We've got one junkyard that I know of. The rest of the things that look like junkyards are just, I just left that truck there. It's fine.
Yeah. Like how do you even like have a junkyard? I mean, you have land, but then like where do you get the vehicles from? Like, do you buy them off MPI, or not MPI, but like your public insurance place, or like people just donate them to you? Like what?
You usually buy them for like $100 off of people, and you'll sit there and sell the parts and get your money more than double your money back. That's what most of them did.
Okay.
Or we'll haul it away for you for free.
Yeah, and then take them to the crusher, and then they get that money too.
Well, most junkyards have their own crusher like on site now, so that's how they like pay their bills if it's like a small town thing or whatever. But
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't been to a junkyard since the 90s.
Me neither. But then it got to the point where you could go to AutoZone and buy new parts cheaper than what they're trying to sell the junkyard parts for.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you're getting. But if you're getting like an actual like a body piece or something, or I mean even just other certain odds and ends, like you can get stuff at a junkyard for cheaper than buying it new. There's but not like a junkyard where you go and they've got like all the parts. Like I'm talking, there's this place around here that's called Pull Apart, and you go out and they've got like a whole fucking graveyard of cars, and you can go search through there and find whatever car you need, and then look and see if that car has the part that you need. The catch to that is though that you have to have the tools and everything and go in there and remove it, and then you go and you purchase it, but you get it for a good deal because you got to do all the work.
Yeah.
That's what they were like down in Bridgeview growing up. Yeah. There were a couple of places where you could
To
go
me,
up
that's
and
the
get on
classic
shelves.
junkyard. There are a lot of junkyards though where they pretty much take apart the cars and have all the parts, and you can go and they've got everything laying around already, like ready for you to get. That's why the prices are higher at places like that. You go to somewhere where you pull it yourself and it's cheaper. Because I have a buddy that's him and his dad. That's all they've done is work on cars and build cars. As long as I've known them, they'll get like a piece of shit car that can't drive at all.
That's what my brother did for a
And
living.
they can usually fix them up.
They go
right?
to those pull apart places a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's the best
He'll
place
go
to
spend like all day working on a car just to get like one part out.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best place to go because that's what I used to do. And you go there and like you start taking everything apart and you start getting the part and everything, and then you break it and you're like, okay, don't do that next time. And you move on to the next vehicle and you just start taking the things apart again. And until you actually get it done, and then you actually know how to do it on your own vehicle when you get home.
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way, but that's a truthful fact.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to break all kind of stuff. We'd be like, oh, we need a passenger window. And we'd try to get it out. And we're like, oh, man, we just totally broke that window.
The
All right.
trim fell off.
Move on to the next one. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
What's up, Beatty? You going to hop in, Beatty?
Yeah, hop in, Beatty. I haven't seen you forever, bud.
I know.
It's been a couple months.
Oh, come on. We know you want to do it, man.
I haven't seen Beatty for like months before I even went to Canada.
Oh, dude. Come on. Come on. Come out and play.
Come on. Isn't that like, that's like such a Canadian thing. Come on. Just come on. Go.
What's he doing?
No,
One of
come
the teams. We're going to do some fishing. Just come on. Get in the boat.
Turn it down.
I know it's on the trailer. Just get in the boat.
Super crash here.
Shiza.
Still got to try ice fishing out here. I have trust issues with the whole ice and lake concept.
You are afraid of falling through?
Damn, Skippy, done it once. Don't want to do that one again.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
I could see if you'd done that once, then that might be like a traumatic experience all over again.
Once is enough.
I can tell you from my experience, I've always gone like snowmobiling on lakes and ice fishing, and like if you have an auger and then you like make the freaking hole in the ice, then you really see how deep it is, and then you're like, oh, the only thing now is if I like if my head gets stuck in the hole, or like, you know what I mean, like, and that's irrational. That's completely irrational. But you're like, it's like 6 feet thick, like the ice.
Oh no, I get it. I watch people drive their big old trucks out there, hauling their ice fishing sleds, and they got fires out there, and they're having a great time. And I'm looking at it, going, "No, I recognize that's several feet thick, but I'm not walking on that because 4 months ago that was water." Yeah, trust issues.
What up, John?
What's up, John Womack?
What's up, John?
Welcome, welcome.
And I definitely wouldn't want to drive my brand new truck over like you see these people doing over the ice. It's like, that'd be so sketchy of that. It wouldn't be funny.
I did see one like recently where like the guy's truck, it was like a massive Ford, like F-250 or whatever, and like it just broke through the ice, and he was like trying to get in and get some of his stuff out, and people were like, "Get the hell away from there! Like it's sinking!" And the whole thing just all of a sudden went whoosh, whoosh, like straight down, pretty much. Yeah, that was.
Can insurance cover that?
What? Yes,
Will it really?
absolutely. You have
Really?
to.
I parked my truck on the lake and it fell through while I was fishing. The MPI will cover that.
Well, MPI will find a way out of anything, but
That's kind of what I was
but
thinking.
I used to work with MPI, and like if they'll cover like wildlife and stuff like that at a $0 deductible, so why wouldn't they cover natural disasters? You know, like not
They stole my truck, drove it into the lake.
oh no, they when there's like an inspection or whatever, they do like a full interview with like everybody who was there to determine whether or not it was on purpose, or because that's not on purpose. Like that would be like a wildlife claim. You'd just have to pay your deductible.
I always love the pictures you find where somebody's losing an $80,000 truck over a $20 shed, though. Those are great.
Well, what can you say?
A couple of the guys at work just dragged theirs into the middle of the lake and lit them on fire this year, apparently.
Oh my
I'm not
god.
naming any names, but it was an entertaining story.
We got a truck at Mercedes that came in, and it had like ran over a deer, like it hit a deer and ran over a deer or like a wolf or something. And we put it up on the hoist, and it was still like dripping blood. Like there was like bones, like legs hanging off of it. Like I'm not even joking. Like I remember going near that car, and I was like I almost like threw up.
That's not what you expected, that kind of job.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
Beverage.
Don't everybody talk all at once now.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I was thinking that same
I think
thing.
everybody needs to chill out a little bit. Cheers.
I just got in from tilling my fall garden right before I got on here.
I just got in from fishing. I came in and then I made dinner real quick. I got some of those frozen microwavable White Castle cheeseburgers.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, I swear, like if you cook them in the little sleeves to where they like steam, it like is just as good as like going to White Castle and getting them. Because I mean, they're like the legit burgers and have like little onions and everything on there. It's fucking awesome. And it steams inside of the little package, so the bun is like super soft.
I've never been to White Castle.
White
Yeah.
Castle is awesome. I like Crystals too, but I'm not as much of a Crystals
White
fan.
Castle
Like, I think that White Castle is better, and White Castle was the original, and then Crystals copied them. So
I've never heard of crystals.
what? You have to try it. The Crystals is good. Like, I'm not hating on
As Church's Chicken is to KFC.
Yeah,
See, they don't got none around
that's a
here.
really good reference. Have you ever had Church's Chicken?
Mm-mm.
Nah.
Don't.
Damn.
You
They
ain't
don't got
missing
none of
anything.
that around here.
Oh, no.
I think I still would. I don't know. I would say the KFC is better than Church's, but the one
hands down.
that can give KFC a run for the money, and it's a toss up for me. I really honestly don't know which one I like better because they're both different. That's Popeyes. Popeyes chicken. Now
Yeah,
that's
It's good. I've had that.
Yeah, I've had
Yeah.
that. That's good.
And
Hey,
Bojangles.
Popeyes
Bojangles
and-
is another one. I don't know if you guys have ever had Bojangles, but Bojangles is good too. And Bojangles has some badass biscuits. Like their biscuits are so good.
You define badass biscuit. Is that a buttermilk biscuit or a cornmeal biscuit?
Buttermilk. I live in
Yeah.
the South.
Buttermilk is like the best with gravy. Oh my god.
But
But you
everybody's
got that
got their own
Nashville hot
definition.
chicken that I'd be eating there, Blumberg.
Oh yeah, those are a couple. The two big places for the Nashville hot chicken around here are Prince's and Hattie B's. I think Prince's might be the original, but Hattie B's is just as legendary. And honestly, I think I like Hattie B's better than Prince's. I think Prince's is probably a little bit hotter, but the Hattie B's is like just as quality, if not better. And I like their sides and stuff they have there. Plus, I like the atmosphere a little bit better with Hattie B's versus Prince's. Prince's is in a rough part of town.
Is
And-
Princess the one restaurant where the guy tells the story about how the hot chicken came about to where his wife was mad at him because he cheated on her or something. So she made him that super hot chicken, and he thought it was good.
I'm pretty sure that's Prince's. I'd have to Google it if you could, or I will, like, as soon as I finish what I'm doing. But I'm pretty sure that's Prince's.
Yeah.
Prince's, at least to the best of my memory, is the original place for that's the original Nashville hot chicken, which a lot of people don't understand how it's made. It's not actually spicy when they put it into the fryer. Like, the chicken itself is not spicy, and there's a couple of reasons why. And well, for one, that's just not how it's made. But also, if you think about it, because they sell different levels of heat, they sell, like, not hot all the way up to super hot, but like they're like in ranging different levels. So if they were frying all that stuff in the same oil, even the stuff that wasn't hot would be getting hot because of all the oils that get in there. So they can't do that. The way that Nashville hot chicken is made is they fry the chicken, and that's why it's usually served on a piece of bread. They put the bread underneath there to catch all the extra oil, but they put like a piece of toast underneath the chicken right when they take it out of the fryer, and then they've got this oil, which I actually know how to make it. And me and one of my buddies make our own Nashville hot chicken, and we'll do like Nashville hot, like fried wild turkey and fried catfish, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, you take like some whatever cooking oil you want to use for it, and then you cook. A lot of times the recipe calls for just like cayenne, but you can use like cayenne as a base and then add in some like super hot powders. But it's basically like cayenne powder, the oil, some brown sugar, and a couple other things. I'm not gonna just give it all away because me and my buddy kind of have our own little deal. But yeah, they make that oil like separate. You cook that though in a pot to the side and stir it up, and then the oil will turn. I mean, just red, like lava red. And you use that stuff for as soon as you take the chicken out of the fryer. You use a brush, and you get the brush covered in that oil, and then you brush the fresh hot chicken like fresh out of the fryer. Then you flip it over and you brush the other side, and that's why it has that glowing red outer layer.
Sounds like my kind of chicken.
Yeah, that sounds like
No, I mean, it's different from like most hot chicken. I mean, it really is unique, and it's hot on the outside, but not on the inside. But like, it's so hot on the outside that when you bite into it, you would think that the inside of it is like really spicy. But a lot of people don't understand it's not spicy until they
Do you
brush that
butterfly
over.
the chicken? Like the whole, like you're talking about like a whole chicken, right?
No, it's pieces. Thighs.
I mean, Nashville hot chicken, it's usually, I mean, you can do wings, you can do like breasts, tenders, thighs, whatever. At a lot of the chicken places, like if I was to go to Hattie B's, I usually order 2 breasts, and it's bone-in breasts, like 2 big, huge bone-in
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
But when me and my buddy make it, we'll go buy either chicken breasts or the tender, like the tender strips. But even if we buy the chicken breasts, we cut them into strips and then just bread it and fry it. And when it comes out, you just brush it with that oil, turn it over, brush the other side, and there you go.
Yeah.
You marinate it at all, or that's it?
No. Like I said, at those places, they can't like make the chicken spicy because they're frying it all in the same oil.
Yeah.
They
So
do
they
marinate it in buttermilk.
keep the oil spice free for people
Sorry,
that
for a second,
like,
I was
can't.
thinking like you were making this yourself, like, but you can obviously.
Well, I could, yeah. I mean, I could do that, but I mean, the same thing goes if I was to do that and make it like marinated and like spicy, then that oil would be tainted with spiciness, so that everything that you cooked in that oil would be spicy, which wouldn't be a bad thing for me. But like, if it was like a group get together and there was somebody there that doesn't want spicy stuff, like, well, then they're fucked.
Yeah, that would be good for me. Like, I only ever use my deep fryer for myself, or like with Josh, and I actually cemetery. I do almost like raw steak. Like the steak that I eat is like blue rare. I like it when it's cooled in the middle and like very. And I've actually eaten a raw steak before accidentally when I was hammered. I was camping. Okay. I was camping and I was cutting all the steaks into slits, and we grabbed a bunch of sticks and had a bonfire. And like my buddies were all like, and I was cutting them and putting them on like the sticks for them to hold over top of the fire to like cook. And then I finished with mine. And then I, for some reason, like thought that I had cooked it already, and then started just picking them off and eating them. And it was like completely raw. They hadn't even seen like fire or the light of day. And it was delicious.
Canadian beef is pretty safe.
I never got sick though. Never got sick. Yeah, no, I love blue rare. Like the rarer it is, the better. I mean, to me.
Yeah, that's how I like it too. That's I've sent Susie pictures. I'm like, how is this rare enough? And she's like, no. Rare enough? No.
Burnt it.
It's like totally pink in the center. Like, is this rare enough? No.
Red. You need it like red or blue. That'll be like rare enough.
I like my steak to still be breathing.
Yeah.
On the ass.
Exactly. Yeah. Take off the cowbell and throw it in the barbecue for like a second. Exactly. Like that's how I am. If it's too tough, or too done, it just gets chewy after that, and you lose all the flavor and like the marinade.
I don't know. I will dispute you. I mean, yes, you do lose some flavor. You really just lose the tenderness, the juiciness, and
tenderness is like what makes it.
But when I was younger, though, see, like I only liked rare or well done. Like I was like I don't know what it was. I guess it was just like the thought of it being red. Like I don't know. It intimidated me. So I always well done. I'll say though the well done steaks, they have a tremendous flavor to them. It's just the texture of the meat changes, and over the years, I kind of went away from that. I went to where like I went from well done to liking medium to then now like I like mine like medium rare. I don't want totally rare. I want like nice and cooked on the outside, but I still want it to be just pink.
Well, I like it to be seared on either side on like on a charcoal barbecue or something. Like I would sear it for sure. And cemetery, yes, no, I understand. Don't do pork like that. I know all the regulations and stuff.
Yeah.
I still do pork, like not that it's overcooked, but it's all completely like white, like the same color. And when you like push down on it, the liquids are not pink; they're like clear. But with steak, anyways, going back to that, I'll sear it and then turn the barbecue down right away. And then I'll keep it on there for like literally 2 minutes aside. Like literally that's it.
Man.
And then
the best thing ever though is get like some big giant chicken breasts and just cook them rare. Like just get them scorched on the outside. That's the best.
Yeah.
No, you get a big giant chicken breast, you pound that son flat, you're gonna put a whole bunch of nice cream cheese, maybe
you gotta have the pink on the inside. It's gotta be rare.
Roll it up. No.
No, please, anybody out there listening, don't take me seriously. That's the chicken. I'm like so paranoid about chicken. Anytime I'm handling chicken, I like wash everything in my hands and everything like 5 times. I'm like overly paranoid about chicken.
And pork.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking about like I saw some fucking meme, and it might have been in relation to a blonde woman. I don't remember. But I saw some meme that was like somebody had some chicken and it was like just cooked on the outside where it was white, and it was like just made some chicken the right way, made it rare or something like I don't know, some silly meme.
Gross.
What up, Anti? Anti's in the chat.
Oh shit.
I wouldn't dare eat that chicken like that rare, man. That's so gross.
Yeah.
Another one of the list of things you only joke about.
Well, but that's salmonella like waiting to happen, basically.
Any court join up?
It was what the hell did they call
We
it?
got 3 Canadians on the panel.
Yeah.
It was like
Weigh us out on Canada.
Yeah, it'd be 3-3 then.
No, it'd be 4-3 then, because me and Bernie
and Bernie, if he came on too, he's another Canadian.
Yeah. Canadian.
I actually outnumbered at first, but now I don't know.
Yeah, and we were going back on 2.5 months ago. I was in Canada with JT Bear there, Shocks, and Susie.
I'm being ordered to tell you that I woke my boyfriend up at 4 a.m., punched him in the face, hit him with my phone. Oh, and it gets better. Choked him until he almost passed out and kicked him so hard he can barely walk just for smokes. So I apparently did that at 4 a.m. I don't even know what night this was at because I was in bed. But yeah, no, he said, I dare you to tell them this. And it's funny because okay, I get it. I would probably hit him with my phone. But every single time he's told me this, the story just like keeps getting more and more violent.
Who said that?
Josh.
You threw your phone, or you just?
No, hold on. I did what with my phone? Oh, I hit him with my phone. And I almost passed out, which I don't know about you, but isn't it kind of an instinct for someone who's bigger than you to just be like, yeah, no. Well, the tattoo on
who it is, you know, if I'm lying there in bed and I'm starting to get attacked, sometimes I'll just go with it. You know?
I'm right here.
And you'll notice there's no denial, right? On the outside, she's not abusive.
Well, I guess that completely negates all the times he's been abusive to me, but whatever.
No, it absolutely doesn't. I'm just changing the topic.
No. I wasn't talking. I'm sorry. I was talking about what I said to myself. Like, I mean, I
don't know why, but that song from David Bowie, "I'm Afraid of Americans," like just came into my mind.
Because of Yankee. More American than you, Yankees.
What's that, Rednecker Than You? That song I was hearing lately.
Oh, that was good.
Very Cuban.
Here.
Looked like you came this close to ass over tea kettle on that one.
Uh-oh.
Beware the cuddling dog.
Yeah, he is no, he's looking for food. There's no food up there. No food. Nope. Nothing.
Like, Mom, you sure sketching me out, but I want to cuddle.
I forgot to do this earlier. There we go.
Holy shit. Oh, now he's talking shit about what you guys.
Hell yeah. Join up, Anta.
Say he can talk all the trash he wants about me. Odds are he's A, right, and B, I've done worse.
Or B, he has no idea.
And Anti, that is JT and Shocks from Winnipeg. We got Cindy from Winnipeg. We got
we're not in Winnipeg, really.
Well, 3 hours west.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours west of Winnipeg. And Eric just out, northeast? What?
Indiana?
East?
Of Indianapolis. Where are you at? Like north?
I'm southwest of Indianapolis. I'm on the Indiana-Illinois border.
Oh, cool.
Right on.
And Blumberg's in Tennessee.
Nashville.
Nashville.
Oh, you're close to Nashville. What are you?
I'm gonna get lucky here pretty soon. 5 miles down the road, I'll be able to cross the state line, buy legal weed here pretty soon.
You said you were gonna get lucky, and you were pointing, and I totally expected Beth to walk in, like in the background.
Quick check, maybe.
Happy 20th birthday, Mr. Fulton Morales.
Oh, is it the 20th birthday already, or?
I think gold birthday in the States is like the 20th or whatever. Like the champagne birthdays here, like you're 15 on the 15th or 16 on the 16th.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
I hated it 20 and was just plain surprised I made it that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Mine was
He made it. I'm out.
I'm surprised every single birthday that I make. I'm like, wow, I made it this far. Like I
I
should have
honestly
died.
don't even remember my birthdays. Like all the time, like I'll get like a message in the morning being like, "Happy birthday," and I'm like, "Is it that time already?" No, but for real, like it's not at all a big deal for me. It's just another freaking year and another day, another dollar.
Yeah, when I turned 18, I was like, holy crap, I turned 18. And then I turned 21. I'm like, really? And then I was like 27. I'm like, what? Like, how did I make it this far? And like, next thing you know, I'm 40 and I'm about to turn 41 next month.
Well,
No clue how I did it.
2 months from now.
One day at a time.
No, a month and a half.
Yeah, well, technically.
Well, you're the only one on the whole panel that knows my
Yeah,
birthday.
when is it,
I
I
Red?
know it's in
I'm
August.
the
but
only
how come
one
your
who knows
birthday?
your real name.
These things are fucking delicious.
Do they know your real name or like not? Like you're not Tom, not Thomas, but your real name.
Oh, no. Nobody knows my
real
real name.
name.
Nobody knows my real name except for you.
Oh, great. So what you're saying is next time we see you, we're going to have to pin you down and check ID.
Yes. It
Susie,
doesn't actually say it. It just says C.
Oh. We have
Susie,
today.
Annie Corp in the chat said you look like you're ready for Christmas over there with that shirt on. I didn't even notice, but
I know.
it does look like it's like Christmas Eve and Susie's waiting for Santa to come and bring the presents. She's got the lights off and everything. She's just chilling in the dark.
Dad, this is my pajama top. This is not like an actual top like that I wear out. No, this is just my PJs.
Oh, see, she's so comfy with us.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Why not? Chilling in the name of. Have I been a good girl?
No.
Yes.
No, she has not.
Have I not? Whatever.
Because that's funnier.
Exactly. This is like my ugly sweater for sleeping in. Like it's.
Yeah.
How's that cute little puppy?
Puppy?
Yeah. You got a puppy right next to you, don't you?
He's not talking to us.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, me. Okay. No, he's not. Well, I guess he's still a puppy, but he's not. Come on. He has destroyed this entire room. Like there's just cardboard everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's a good boy.
No, it's not.
Making the space his own.
What?
Lived in. Making the space his own now.
Yes. Yeah, no, he is definitely sequestering every single room in this house.
Where's he at? Is he right there?
He's right here. Yeah.
Coda. Come here, Coda.
No, he's sleeping kind of. He's lying down and he'll be asleep shortly if I don't say anything to him.
My dog.
He's awake early.
My dog's over here licking her nipples. So
Susie, Annie Corp wants to know, have you been a good girl? Is Santa going to bring you presents, or are you going to get a fat lump of coal?
big lump of coal.
Oh, I think I said yes and Rev said no, so I believe me over Rev, to be honest.
I got a lump of coal one year, tasted like liquor. She weren't bad.
Well, like I said, I got a re-gifted iPod. That I was.
This was yours the first time too.
Yeah, it was mine, and then I lost it, and then I got it again for Christmas. And you know what's funny is I wonder how long my dad actually had that in his possession. Because I'm like, I'm gonna go for a run. I wish I had my iPod. And my dad was like, oh yeah, for sure. And that was like in the summertime. So you can imagine like all those times where I never had it and he had it all along.
Good pranks take patience.
Asshole. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I was so upset. Like I was so freaking.
It's a memory though, and it's a lesson.
Yeah, well, it was both of those. Yeah.
And kind of like us on Higgins, and like, I had no clue that I could have got shot on Higgins, but yet we were there.
Yeah. Well, you guys were there in like the middle of the afternoon. So.
Well, it was
All the bikers are giving out lunch. I think we're safe.
when I watched it again, like Shocks was like, "There's bikers over here, like giving away whatever," and I was like, "What?" Like I totally did not know anything about that.
Yeah, they were giving away like breakfast to the homeless.
Yeah, pretty cool actually.
Yeah. It was the same group that came zooming by us when we were down by the train station.
I love JT's comment where it was like Mitchell Fabrics. Oh, I see a lot of socks. So like a sock of like you know what I mean?
Just mountain of bags of socks.
Yeah, there was like this tiny sign that was like, "Oh, these are like for the homeless or whatever," and you're like, "Oh, got it." It's a mission store, yeah.
Yeah, but the funniest thing was Mitchell's Fabrics. That's what it said all over the top. But then like the door said like now it's a food bank.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, what's up, Dojo? Yeah, exactly.
Dojo.
Yeah, and then I just read like you like must have looked like such a tourist, honestly, because like nobody goes through Winnipeg and is like, oh my god, look how cool this building is.
Well, all three of us, right? It was like
Yeah.
Obvious tourist. Oh, look at that.
camera.
Look at that.
Rev was like, I didn't even notice this at first, but look at these bikes that are on the side of the building. Like I just.
That's weird though. Who does that?
Yeah.
It's not even like a bike shop or anything. Like it's
No,
just.
it was decoration.
It was like 2 blocks on one side of the street. All the buildings had bikes parked on the
Yeah,
side.
I don't know. Like on them, and like they were like 2 stories up. Yeah.
And my favorite part was JT saying it's got to be a hell of a time parking your bike there. Yeah.
Down the street
Hold
from us.
on.
And it was that creepy hotel with like the big sign on it, and then the three
Occidental
windows
Hotel.
Dental.
looked like a peep show, and the glass was breaking. I'm like, oh shit, the glass is breaking out at us. And the guy inside is like, no, it's not.
Yeah. Here's the Renault.
And I'm like, okay, that's good.
I won't talk to you. It's time to go off.
Or like you guys came like when you guys were on Higgins, you came across like a church or something, and you're like, okay, everybody love God, but only on Sunday morning.
Oh wait, no, that one. Yeah,
Catholic
no, that was the other church. The Baptist church was.
Like, this is the least attractive church I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was the least attractive Baptist church he's ever seen. But the other one that you're talking about was the other one that was like locked up with a gate. Like it had a fence the whole way around the fence.
The church was beautiful.
But only 10 a.m. on Sundays.
Beautiful to observe outside the fence. It's like a zoo exhibit, you know? We keep it safe.
You should share that in the chat so everyone knows what's going on. Oh man.
Yeah. Nobody knows what's going on. I think it's whose video was that? That was Rev, your video, right? Like the big long compilation one? Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, Rev caught all those best. I didn't know there was a camera going kind of statements.
Yeah.
I know.
Turn around and there he is holding the camera. It's laughing at you.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts was watching your video where you're just like, oh my God, there's that guy again as you're panning past me.
Or when you're crossing the street, you're like, there's the little green guy. And then Chucks is like, it's not green, it's white.
I know.
like the stop and go dude on there. I don't know why you think that's green. It is totally like bright white. You must be colorblind though.
I get sort of a bluey white out of it, so I guess that's what you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I totally saw green for some reason.
No. It's in the air. Lots of green in the air up here.
Yeah, well, that's also true.
Is that-
But it's white. Ow.
Tried getting the smudge pot going earlier, but it didn't go. I think maybe that stuff would move. Or it wasn't quite as dry.
That was my video. That's JT's video.
Oh, here we go. Lincoln aplenty.
Oh,
Wait, why isn't Chuck's popping up?
Where's your video, woman?
it's there.
Oh, I know it is.
Oh,
I've watched it at least 30 times.
thanks. That was my first ever trying to do a voiceover too. Man, I was nervous about that.
I still haven't seen that because you were done that by the time I got home.
Yeah.
What's
That
up,
was fun.
Doja? Doja is in the chat. All the way from the UK live.
What up?
Ooh, UK. Way early morning for you. Well, thanks for joining us.
He works, he's the gatekeeper at a power plant. He actually works at different power plants, but he does night shifts. So he goes in 6 p.m. and he works until 6 a.m., which at this time, if I'm not mistaken, it should be 5:25 a.m. there. Doja, you can let me know if I'm wrong, but I think that he gets off in like 30
Isn't
minutes.
it 12:26 in the afternoon there?
Wait, no.
No. It should be 5:26.
Oh, 7. Yeah, 7 hours different. Yeah, okay. Or 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours difference. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was like 13 or something. Okay.
Yeah, it's 5 hours from me.
Okay, well then, yeah, it's 5:26 a.m. there. He's got 34 minutes left on his shift.
Well, hats off to you. I've done those 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shifts, and they suck.
Jojo, if it wasn't so close to him getting off work, he'd probably join in.
I've done 4:30 in the afternoon till like 8:30 in the morning.
That sucks.
Yeah, that was a horrible company to work for, and everybody kept just up. So it's like you can't leave your dispatch, like you can't leave your little area unattended. So you have to stay for another 8 hours, even though you just worked. No, sorry,
You don't see that, Shannon?
16 to 20 hours when.
Do you guys, do any of you guys like watermelon Jolly Ranchers?
Yes,
Yes.
green apple is my favorite though.
I'm just saying though, I'm a little bit biased on these like little like limerita things. They've got like the limeritas, the strawberries, berryaritas. I've had all sorts of different flavors, but they came out with this watermelon arita that is fucking amazing. It tastes like liquefied watermelon Jolly Ranchers. Like
Yes.
that's the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, I would
That
love
sounds
that.
really sweet for a drink, though.
That's my jam. That's my jam.
Well, I don't just drink them. I always pour them over like a full glass of ice. And I mean they're pretty stout on their own. Like they're fucking they're 8%.
Ooh,
But
what's the alcohol in that?
Tequila.
If it's a reader.
I mean that's 8% alcohol. I don't know what it is. It says
Oh,
watermelon
margarita.
watermelon Rita, and it says sparkling margarita.
Yeah,
But
we-
like
I'm
it
assuming
doesn't
tequila
taste,
then.
it doesn't taste at all like a margarita. Literally, that tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
well,
But
since
to
you're-
to spice it up a little bit, I take the glass and I'll take either vodka or gin and pour just a little bit, not much, but just like a shot or so.
a little bit, like a tiny bit. So like go. Yeah.
No, I mean it's
No, that's mostly
It's-
ice.
the
hardly
glass. Yeah, I was gonna say the glass is completely full of ice, and the ice has been melting. Like the level has risen since I poured it in there. But then I take it and completely top it with that, and that's perfect.
Heck yeah.
It's like and I'm putting gin in here, so it's like a gin and tonic, except it's got 8% alcohol in the tonic water, and it's watermelon flavored.
Everybody,
So it's-
like everybody knows that a margarita is like traditionally it's made with lime and tequila, and it's on the rock. They only started blending it just recently.
I'm gonna see if this says like what kind of alcohol's in there. I'm sure it's just like malt liquor. Yeah, it says malt beverage with natural flavors and artificial color.
Well,
So,
then it's not a true margarita. Well, I guess it's not a
yeah,
margarita.
it's like watermelon sparkling 8% malt liquor. But it tastes amazing. It literally tastes just like a watermelon Jolly Rancher, and even like pouring like a good shot or so in the cup, you don't even ever taste the
That would
alcohol.
be
Like it
so good, like
tastes
green
like
apple. They should make a green
you
apple.
could seriously like hurt yourself on these because they just taste so good.
That's why I don't drink that, because I've
that's why
had
when I buy those,
sessions where I've sat and drank those, and then you get up and you're like, oh my god, whoa.
when I buy those, I only buy like 2 at a time. That way I know I can like limit myself because they just taste too good. I mean, if I had like 10 of those in the fridge, I could destroy myself. But I'm not going to do that, so I only bought 2 today. But yeah, this is a 16-ounce can. It's 8%. At Kroger's, they're more expensive at the gas stations, but at Kroger's you can get these for $1 a piece.
That's so weird for us because we can't buy alcohol at gas stations or.
You can buy wine in the
grocery store.
I had to
You
move.
can buy wine in the grocery store here. Like they changed it in the past year, and you can have wine in the
We're
grocery.
gonna have to be like, okay, we need to go grocery shopping, and then we gotta quickly stop at the vendor. What time is it? Okay, we're gonna stop.
They sell up to like 10-12% beers at the grocery store now.
You go
They
grocery
used to
store,
be,
vendors behind the
back years ago, though, the grocery stores and gas stations, the limit of what they could sell was 6.3%. And so those limeritas and stuff used to be 6% alcohol. Then whenever that law changed, now we get 8% ones. I have seen.
Yeah, this is 6%.
Guys, when we lived in BC, you could get 0 alcohol at a gas station or grocery store.
Yeah.
You had to go to the liquor store.
Yeah, that's exactly the same. Like all of Canada, like they don't. I mean, Ontario, I think, is going to change that right away because they've got LCBOs there, which is not like.
We get our spirits at the grocery store right now.
But at Kroger's, though, for this can,
I bought my Bailey's at the Pharmasafe.
8% alcohol by volume.
No, not here.
Fucking
Walmart's got the best deals on stuff.
what is a? It doesn't say.
Our Walmart
I want to say, JT is 16 ounces. Isn't that like 500 or is it 700? No, it's not 700. It's 500 milliliters, right? 16 ounce.
16 ounces.
I mean, more than 700.
No, it's not more than 700. Because 750.
How many ounces in a cup?
There's 2.
Eight.
Well, there's 2 ounces.
8 ounces in a cup.
Then it's 2
This
cups.
is 2 cups.
So
that's
it's 2 cups,
750
half a
milliliters.
liter. 500 ml.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 500 mil. I was right. So you can get. I just know in Canada you guys go off milliliters and not ounces.
No,
So you can
no,
get these 500 milliliter cans at the grocery store for $1 a piece.
This here, what I'm holding is 355 milliliters. That's 12 ounces.
Yeah, but it's also a beer worth drinking.
Does that have a Sasquatch?
How many milliliters did you say, Susie?
It's 355. This one.
I don't think it is a Sasquatch.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because a 16 ounce.
It's in a blue cozy.
Yeah, 16 ounce is only half a cup more than that, and that's 500 milliliters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an extra 145.
I don't know if all of you Canadians refer to the beers in milliliters versus.
No, I don't definitely.
I've definitely heard like a handful of Canadians refer to it that way. Challenge Accepted is one of them. Like he'll have like a 24-ounce can, and he'll be like, "Oh, it's a 750 ml can," and I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, why can't you just say a 24-ounce can?"
It's a beer or a tall boy to me, but I don't really drink much beer, so.
Tall boy is what that would be. Like it would be like one of the extra tall boys, like the ones where you see with like the big yellow, and it's like an extra. You get an extra.
And JT, I want to try making some hooch of some sort. I don't know, like over by my garden across town, the lady that owns that place, she's got an entire freaking like this fence row thing that was built like just to support them, but it's covered these big giant muscadine vines, and they're loaded with muscadines here. I've always heard that muscadine wine is amazing. I've never had it. I've never made wine before, but like I'm tempted to try to like pick a bunch of those muscadines and make some wine. I mean, I guess that's the worst that would happen is it just wouldn't turn out that good. I'd probably still drink it though.
Well, the worst that could happen is you could make some vinegar, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it all looks pretty straightforward. There's videos on YouTube for everything, man.
That one guy on YouTube just buys juicy juice bottles and makes his own wine now of it. He just adds the sugar or whatever. What is it?
I've seen a few people that do that with the juice. Just
An old man guy doing it.
Oh.
Grandpa something or doing it on the cheap is what it was. The guy's called.
It's a couple of old guys doing homebrew. I think that might just be homebrew.
I wish I had like a small little
cut every episode.
I wish I had like a little stovetop still or something where I could like distill stuff, because I'm more into distilled spirits and shine and brandies and stuff like that would be up my alley. Like, and I've got also a spot where, and right now is like the peak time to do it. If I'm going to do it, I need to go do it. But I can go pick unlimited blueberries at this place where you just put a donation in the box. It's like at this church. It's like a community garden thing, but it's like half the size of a football field worth of a giant field of like 12 to 15 foot tall blueberry bushes. And you can go out there and pick just unending amounts of blueberries. They're like big fat blueberries too.
Blueberry picking is like my favorite thing actually to do. Like,
but I would love to pick some blueberries. Like if I had a still, I would love to pick some blueberries and ferment it, make a mash, and then distill that off and have some blueberry brandy.
The blueberry ghost pepper sauce I think that I have is like one of the best ones for like a breakfast or like a dessert hot sauce kind of thing.
For the past few years, I've made a really good blueberry sauce. I used chocolate bootlas in it though. That's the pepper that I've found that pairs best with the blueberries. I don't know what it is, but I think it has to do with the earthy tones of the chocolate bootla. And the blueberries, even though they have the sweetness, they have certain underlying earthy tones, and the flavors just they latch together. It is the most balanced sauce of any sauce that I've ever had. And that one, it's like, I mean, it would be a good dessert sauce. It would be a good breakfast sauce.
Yeah.
Whatever. But there's a few things that I've found that really shines on, one of which being red meat, like pretty much any red meat. Pork is also good with it, and chicken can be good as well, but it really shines on like red meat. If you have like a nice like medium rare juicy steak like we were talking about earlier, and you pour some of that blueberry bootla sauce on it, it's amazing. And also
like a marinade, good. Oh yeah, you know what?
The other
I got
thing
a couple
though,
ideas.
that's like the best with my other favorite thing, and I know it sounds kind of bizarre, but any type of like pasta with like a tomato like sauce, like if you just have like some spaghetti with like a meat sauce or whatever, or any type of pasta with meat sauce or lasagna,
my own meat.
for that matter, basically any type of like Italian just like pasta with like, you know, your basic like
Sauce,
tomato, basil, whatever sauce. The flavor of the blueberry sauce with that tomato sauce goes together perfectly. It sounds really weird, but that's
I'm
like,
gonna have to try that honestly, because I believe you, because I can just taste it in my mouth.
I've tried and errored because I've made that sauce for several years. So like I
make my own tomato sauce, and I've got that blueberry ghost pepper sauce, and I think that actually, because you get red wine, you get your red wine in with the sauce, right? That is like acidic enough that it could just replace the red wine. And
yeah, I don't use red wine in there, so like, but I don't put the blueberries hot sauce when I'm making the sauce. I'll like have like, you know, pasta and then put it on top.
Yeah, okay.
But that's just perfect. Another thing, when I first made it, because it was so sweet, and I did a little bit toned down on peppers, but it still had a lot of heat to it because I used chocolate bootleg.
Sorry, I just had to.
But something else that's really good is if you take a glass and you pour a shot or two of whiskey in there, and then pour a good splash of that hot sauce in there, stir it up, and then throw a few ice cubes in there. That's amazing.
Sorry, go back. What was the original dish that you're saying?
It's not a dish; it's a drink. I'm saying take a glass and pour like a couple shots of whiskey in there, and then like a good splash of blueberry hot sauce in there. Stir it up, and then throw a few ice cubes in there.
Yeah,
That's you wouldn't.
Yeah, that would be good. Actually,
So
if you had like a certain flavor of bitters, you could even put that in there and make your own. You can make your own like old fashioned. Like you could. That would be like your own.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just straight whiskey with the blueberry hot sauce over ice. That's really
good. Bitters and like it's usually citrusy, and you could actually do that with like a mango habanero sauce as well. Make your own old. I might have to actually bring that
Sunshine Cooper's in the chat. Nobody's even acknowledged Sunshine Cooper.
No, Susie did. I meant to say hi to Sunshine, but everybody was talking. So
yeah, I was talking.
I don't have to chat
while you were talking.
I got excited about hot sauce and cocktails and food.
Hey, Rob, actually,
I'm sorry, Sunshine.
No, Blumberg, if you have like really good ideas for like cocktails and like hot sauce, let me know because where I'm working the bar, they're looking for like to like stand out in some way, and they were like, "Hey, you've got a lot of experience, Susie," and he wanted me to like make a list before I go into work tomorrow, and so yeah, I think that would be one of them is to make like a hot sauce because that's like a novelty item, I guess.
You could make your own hot sauce for the bar, and like this is just an idea, and just like from what you said, like what immediately stands out in my mind is that you could make a hot sauce that they could use in some type of signature spicy Bloody Mary because that's something people
or your powder
use hot sauce in.
Or no, Caesar.
You could make a hot sauce for them that they could use for like some type of spicy Bloody Mary. Just an idea.
A spicy Caesar.
Yeah, like a spicy Caesar. Yeah, that would be definitely a thing that I could look into.
And if you could make like a really like sweet fruit-based sauce, you could also just make like other spicy cocktails. Like you could, if you made some type of a citrusy hot sauce, even a pineapple-based hot sauce.
We did that actually. We did jalapenos with pineapple just like a little while ago, but that was all store-bought.
Yeah, I used one of my favorites that I've ever made, and I've done it with different things, but I like using the Yellow Jackets. But the Scotch Brains worked really well in it also. Yeah. But I do a pineapple hot sauce, and it's very simple. Only a few ingredients in it, but it is one of the best sauces I've ever had in my life.
Well,
and everybody that's ever had that pineapple one from me says that's like one of the best sauces they've ever had, and it's got really nice consistency to it. But what I was going to say is you could at the bar like make like a spicy screwdriver. And have like some type, even if it was a pineapple hot sauce, it would pair well with like the vodka and orange juice and add that element of spiciness in there, and that would just be awesome.
But I would rather do like if it was going to be like a screwdriver, I would rather be like do the whole spicy thing with an orange. Like figure out how I could do that with an orange because I wouldn't want to mix pineapple and orange.
I understand that, and I was also going to say, like, before you start talking, I was going to say it would also work well if you did pineapple sauce and did, like, a spicy pina colada.
Yeah, because we do martinis, too.
And Eric will tell you firsthand from his own experience, and I do it a lot of times when I go to the bar down the street. I'll carry a little shaker of pepper powder with me, and I'll sprinkle just a little sprinkle of pepper powder in the beer and stir it up, and it's amazing.
It's amazing. I was shocked how good it was.
It makes it absorbs into the beer, and the beer is spicy, and you get like a nice like lip burn from it, like as you're drinking it. It's just awesome.
Yeah, but that lip burn makes you drink more, though. That's the thing. Like you will sit there and just drink it, and like basically.
Well, that's good. That's good for bar.
That's what I'm thinking. That's good because then they're going to want more and more and more. I already got them to order peppers. I mean, we're already ordering like a bunch of peppers because pickled peppers are like super good on Caesars. and again, we do like super, like we do martinis and wine.
Bubba's got some lava dust he'll sell the business. He's got jars full of it. Wouldn't you, Blumberg?
Yeah, I got tons of
drinking. That's great for the
Wouldn't that be
establishment.
crazy though, if like Blumberg, like somehow like you and I could like go into business with my work, like you know what, you like give us this much, but it's basically it's limited though, very very much.
Yeah, and if you need to keep drinking, that's awesome for the establishment. That's great for the server. That's great.
My first day I got drunk because we had a beer representative come in and they were like, okay, here, like try all these different beers. And I was like hammered by the time. And one of the girls, Tracy, was like, how do you like this? Your first day, you're getting drunk already. It was hilarious. But I knew the most about beer out of like literally anybody there. And one of the girls has celiac, so she couldn't even drink beer. And that was like actually my trainer. But out of any of them, and like my boss kept being like, Susie, do you like this? Do you like this? What do you like about it? What would you pair this with? Yeah, oh yeah, it was great. We had the blueberry ale. We had it was actually, they had a lot of good beer. I will not lie.
I still want to try that Caesar. I saw you have one that one night on here. I was like, man, that thing looks so good.
Yeah, I am the one who knows how to make it the best. But Rev wasn't like really a fan, which is weird.
You didn't like him?
No, well, it's pretty much a Bloody Mary, and I'm not a fan.
I don't like Bloody Marys. I don't like fucking tomato juice. I'm sorry. I've never liked V8 or tomato juice.
Bloody Mary, trust me. It's you have to have the Worcester and the Tabasco sauce and the pepper, and you can add horseradish, pickle juice.
If you made a Bloody Mary for me, I would try it and I would probably like it. Another one of the things that kind of has my opinion skewed as far as Bloody Marys is that a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people like to put horseradish in there.
My dad, in a Caesar.
Yeah, I think that we've talked about this before. You and my dad would get along because literally, like, my dad, when he makes Bloody Marys, it's like horseradish milkshakes.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much horseradish in there. You can just see it floating all in the fucking cup.
It's like
horseradish.
Yeah.
And he makes it so strong with horseradish off bat that, like, I don't like it. But then when he makes himself one out of, like, the pitcher, he'll put, like, an added spoonful of horseradish in there and stir it up, and it's like, literally, it looks like it's a glass of horseradish with like red stuff floating around.
Like when it comes to those drinks, it's to each their own. And like honestly, and I know what tastes good to my palate, but I have like the happy medium that the normal people, like the normal bartenders, will not make it like this. That's why people don't like it. But when I make it, like I'm not even joking. Same with sangria. Like everybody likes it, and it's like a happy medium. Do you want more spice? Do you want more horseradish? Do you want more pickle juice? Like that's what it is. Like,
I don't like pickle juice either.
Oh, I hate pickle juice. I
don't like pickles. I don't like cucumbers. I like nothing to do with that. I love pickled peppers.
I use the brine from the pepperoncinis.
Well, that would be okay. Like,
yeah, that's
I love pickles, but pickle juice, no.
Pickle juice, you drink that to clean out your system. If you smoke weed and got to have a pee test, you drink pickle juice and it'll clear you out.
Yeah, I like pickle juice. Nah, no. Like the only thing pickle juice is good for is making more pickles.
I just use the brine for my ferment. Like if I'm fermenting hot sauce, I'll just use the brine from that. Is that your vape? Yeah. What is that, honey oil?
No, what do you got? Like 97%?
No, it's not that ridiculous. It's let me see. 90.61%.
Yeah.
90.
Candyland.
Must be nice.
There you go. Sunshine, big hugging kiss to you too, girl.
Lundberg's gonna give me a shotgun through the computer screen here.
Oh my god, it's so crazy. I have to like wake up soon for work. Fuck that.
There we go.
Those things are just so fucking convenient and handy.
There's Jake.
That's not like what I prefer all the time. I wouldn't just like go to this. I'd still rather just smoke the stuff.
Smoke a bowl or a joint or something like that.
But if you're like, in the few instances that I think that this is awesome is if you're like in a rush to like get out the door and you kind of want like that little extra lift, you can just grab this puff or two, you're good, you can leave. Also, it doesn't really smell. And then probably my most favorite reason as to why I like these is in the night, if you wake up and you like really would like a hit and just be able to fall back asleep, you can reach over, just grab it and set down. Like you don't have to worry about like anything burning your house down, like half asleep at night. You don't have to like wake up and like grab a grinder and like get something ready. Like it's just there. You just hit a little fucking button.
Well, that's what we used for our beach volleyball team. Like we would like be in between sets or whatever, and we would just smoke out of the vape. I mean, it was perfect because it was like a little bit of a pick me up and kind of a like calm down at the same time. Like it's how we was.
I'm old fashioned. I don't like them. I like my grass to taste like grass.
I agree. I mean, I'm
like
totally on your
stuff,
side.
yeah.
I'm against those fucking pussy sticks. Is what
Well,
I've
this
always
is like the best oil I think I've ever gotten. Like honestly, like this is pure THC. Like in here, like I can open it up and it's like a little squeeze bowl, and then you get like a whole thing like this, and you just put it.
I was with y'all, and I was like, no, I do
And
old
it actually tastes like weed. Like you get that taste, but
I just would I would rather smoke the flowers. The flowers are more enjoyable.
Yeah,
that's what I
Yeah. Getting the roll right, getting the consistent tube, going for that perfect burn.
putting the filter in, like I roll like the best.
Oh, I know all about that.
No.
And
I challenge you on that one. Next time you
roll the shit.
JT, I would love to go head on head with you on that one because I hand rolled all my cigarettes for probably like 5 or 6 years. So I've got some rolling skills. I had to because that was my cigarettes. And like, if you're just rolling a shitty cigarette every time, I probably would stop smoking in that time period if I wasn't like good at it. But
I used to roll Camels, so my friends insisted that I had to roll my own cigarettes for the next 3-4 months until I figured out how to get them right, and then that was it. Everybody was tired of me going, "Hey!"
I got to where I could be like outside in the rain and like duck over just enough to where I could cover it, and I could just quickly like twist one up like while walking down the street in like 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Like I got good at it because as a cigarette smoker, you find yourself at certain moments wanting a cigarette, and it's not always the most ideal conditions for rolling a cigarette. But if you only roll your cigarettes, you're gonna have to adapt to that. So like I've rolled cigarettes in like sideways rain, like almost hurricane force winds, like while riding a bike down the street, like skateboarding. Like I figured it out. It was a learning process, but it was a valuable learning process because now I could sit there and blindfolded roll one up in like 30 seconds that'll burn so smooth the whole way through.
I've got the biggest challenge for you yet. Go to Winnipeg in the city and walk down the street and try to roll up a cigarette.
Or if you're feeling real brave, open up a carton of smokes.
There will be so many people like, "Hey man, can I get one of them?"
Can I get
That's
one of them?
actually like an unheard of, like it's an unspoken rule that you never open a pack of cigarettes on the street here in Winnipeg.
I mean, it's like that around here too. Like a lot of places, like I won't just pull out a cigarette like anywhere because I know that there's those people that you can see their eyes get big when you pull out that pack of cigarettes, and all of a sudden they come over and when I hand rolled my cigarettes though, it was so funny because I would roll them to where they were fatter at one end and then kind of tapered down. Like I'd roll them kind of like cones, not all the way coned.
That's how you.
Down towards the tip, I would make them really coned. And the reason I did that was because it helped filter it a little bit. And because I wouldn't put filters in there, I just rolled them just only tobacco. But the other reason was that it made the mouthpiece small to where it minimalized the chance of tobacco getting in your mouth. Because anybody that's smoked rolled unfiltered cigarettes knows that that little piece of tobacco when you're taking a draw that hits the back of your throat, that's the worst feeling. It makes you want to gag and throw up. So
It looked like a
I got good at holding them down to a small little cone. But when I would be out in public and I would be smoking a hand-rolled cigarette, I would have just strangers come up to me and they'd come up all quiet and discreet, and then they'd be like, "Hey, can I get a hit of that?" I'm like, "It's just a cigarette." It's like at the end, they're like,
It's not a joint,
"Oh,
yeah.
it's not a cigarette. I know what that is. Can I get a hit?" I'm like, "It's literally, it's just a cigarette." Like you wouldn't believe how many people I had ask me that shit. And the best one ever though was my buddy Caleb, his dad, this like southern as fuck dude from Mississippi, just old redneck, and he was all like feeling good off his Bush Light and had been drinking all day, and we were about to leave. It was either that or we just got there. I don't remember. We were sitting in the truck, and I was smoking a cigarette, and it got down to where it was about like that much left, and he was like, "Let me get a hit of that, boy." And I was like, "It's just a cigarette, Stevie. You don't want none of this." And he was like, "Boy, I've been around the block a time or two, and I know a joint when I see one. Give that shit to me." And I was like, "All right, Stevie." And I gave it to him, and he took. You should have seen the monster like dragon lung rip that he took off the end of this cigarette, and then he just coughed his ass off. You could see his eyes get all big, like because he was. And then he realized that I wasn't lying. It was literally just a cigarette, but like. Yeah, that was great. I kind of miss smoking hand-rolled cigarettes just because you'd be walking down the street smoking a cigarette, and I mean, people like turn their heads like, "Whoa, like that dude's just walking around smoking a joint," and it's like, "I'm just smoking a cigarette."
And there's such a big difference between the smell of a joint and the smell of a cigarette.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he should be able to smell it.
Well, he was fucking half drunk at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd have to be.
With the other people though, like when I worked in the mall, like I would be out like in front of the mall on break and shit, and I'd have like just strangers come up to me and they'd kind of casually walk up and be like, "Hey, can I get help that?" And I'm like, "It's a cigarette." But yeah,
You're just talking about sharing your. I hate the dude that wants to power along a joint and let it run down the side of it and just burn the hell out of your joint. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I hate the news. Half of it burns off, and the other half sitting there all happily rolled. Like, don't you wish you had a pipe right about now? Mm-hmm.
Because my uncle's real bad about that. Just be power along my joint and letting that motherfucker just fucking run like crazy. And I never like smoking a joint with him because of it.
I was at a party at one of my friends' houses back like in high school, and he found a dead lizard like in the like side of like corner of his room. He lived in an old house, like early 1800s, like log cabin. It was his parents, but it was modernized, but it still was like pretty much original. And that place, that was the only place I've ever been that I could say is truly haunted. I've seen and heard some very weird things there. And there's like a cemetery like 30 feet from the house, and there's a barn like 20 feet from the house where some dude that lived there along the way, like, which there's like Civil War soldiers and slaves buried in the graveyard, but then like in the early 1900s, there was this dude that lived there, and he went crazy, and he locked himself inside the barn with like 30 cows and lit it on fire and burned himself and all the cattle alive. Like, crazy shit's gone down at this place, but that's all irrelevant. We were over there, like, having a party, a bunch of people hanging out, and, like, the dude Noah that lived there, he found this dead lizard over in the corner, and he took it and he crumbled it up and rolled it into a rolling paper and gave it to this one dude that was there really, really drunk, and told him it was a joint, and the dude lit it up, and then he starts, like, taking big ass hits off it, and everybody's laughing because everybody except him knew what was up. And then we tried telling him, we were like, dude, it's a dead lizard. We found a dead lizard, and we crumbled it up and rolled it up. And he was like,
and then they think you're screwing with them. No, it's
like,
not a dead lizard, man.
and he just kept hitting it. It was amazing. That was like one of the funniest.
It's brutal.
That's awesome.
I watched the dude smoke a dead lizard.
I don't have any stories that can come close to that. Rolling up a dead lizard and smoking it.
Yeah,
The only other one that's in that category that I have is this other dude that I knew, and it was at another person's house, another crazy party night, and it was like early in the morning. I didn't party as hard as some of the people did, and so like I got up early, and then me and a couple others had gotten up, and we like sat around and fucking got baked, and we just started thinking about like fucking with the people that were still asleep. And there was this one dude that he was the most wasted the night before, and I figured he was the most like prone to being fucked with. So we went around and got like the worst looking cigarette butts out of the ashtrays, like the ones that were like closest to the filter, and emptied out all that
And they're
crust
like,
tobacco and rolled it up like a joint, and then we stuck it behind his ear. Like, tapped him on the shoulder and woke him up, and it took him like a good like 2 or 3 minutes, but eventually he like went to go rub his hair or something, and like the cigarette fell out, and he was like, holy shit, the fucking joint fairy came by last night. I got a fucking joint out here. We went out into the garage, and he like smoked the thing, and he was like, we were like, so what do you think of it? He was like, oh, it's not the best, but it's all right. Like, he was literally just stroking this thing, and it was the most crusty cigarette butt tobacco you've ever seen. He was so, like, half drunk that he didn't even realize. That was a good one, too. But I think the dude smoking the lizard tops that, because it was a fucking
Yeah.
lizard. It was like a mummified lizard. That's all I got there.
You want to talk about weird stuff? I had a buddy when he lived close to the hospital. He'd go out to the hospital's butt cans and steal all the big butts that was left in there and smoke them. I was like, dude, you don't know what you're going to get from smoking those cigarettes.
Oh, I think that we all here have probably taken butts out of an ashtray when we were young.
Oh my
Out
God.
of a hospital's ashtray?
The best choice.
I took butts out of ashtrays when I was a little kid.
I did. I used to crush them into like what Rob was saying.
Yeah. Like you'd go for the long ones though, and you'd crush out that black stuff at the end, and then take the rest.
You just,
Butts
yeah.
out of your own ashtray is one thing.
it's
But I'm with Eric, man. Out of the hospital ashtray is
No, I wouldn't go to the hospital. I'd go to like grocery stores, but like that's because I had a grocery store right down the street, and I was like, oh, like I'd ride my skateboard up there and be like chilling around skating, and be like, oh, there's like a cigarette that long in the ashtray that somebody put out.
Yeah, because like
they
the
literally
nurse is
did.
coming out and is like, I need 2 puffs. Okay, fuck, whatever. I got a clip blue in here, you know, yeah.
But also just like skating around
They
like my
like their
neighborhood
cigarettes.
area, I used to find like full
cigarettes.
packs and like half packs of cigarettes on the side of the road. You'd be surprised if you actually look. Like there's a lot of cigarettes that people throw out or lose. Like,
Well, it's not just cigarettes that you find in those packs either.
I found a carton on the side of the road one time. I was with my neighbor. We rode up to the grocery store or something, and then we were coming back, and I saw this carton on the side of the road, and it like otherwise I would have thought it was empty, but it looked like there was a pack hanging out of it. And I was like, hey, pull over, please. And he like stopped on the side of the road. I had to run back like 75 yards. But I get back there, and it was an entire carton of Marlboro Light 100s that had been opened. And there was one pack hanging out where like and it was right pulling out of like the grocery store parking lot. So I think what it was somebody went in the grocery store, bought a carton of cigarettes. They tore it open and got a pack slid out where they were like, about to grab it out. And then they got in their car and forgot they had laid the carton on top of the car. And then when they went and they turned out of the parking lot, it slung over to the side of the road. And then I found it laying there. But I mean, here, like, even at the time I found that, a carton of cigarettes, especially Marlboros, is like $50. So that was a pretty big score.
Yeah.
That wasn't even that long ago. That was like in more recent years, but that was epic. I found a whole carton of cigarettes on the side of the road.
When I lived in Pennsylvania, this is like 20 years ago, but when I lived there, like my dealer, this is the guy that invented the like $10 eighth or $15 eighth. I forget what it was, but like nobody ever sold anything that low. And he like came up with it, whatever. But he called me and he was like, "Hey, I'm in jail. Like, can you come pick me up?" I'm like, yeah, like we're pretty drunk, but yeah, I'll come pick you up at the local jail where there's cops. And so I was like, fuck it, man, let's do it. We went all the way down there and we picked him up. And before he even left the fucking police station, he's like, "All right, I just threw a pound of weed out the fucking window and it's all over the fucking road out on this road." I'm like, "Dude, shut the fuck up, man. Like, just get in the goddamn car." We got in the car and we went all the way back to where he threw like he was at a party and he left and he went up this road and he threw the pound of weed out the fucking window. And he's like, "We got to go back there and like, get some more. Like whatever we get, like I'll just give it to you." And I'm like, "Well, okay, cool." So I was like a driver and I'm like, "I'm not going to stop. Like I will drop you off and you can get out and you can grab as much as you want, but I'm going to keep on driving and I'll come back and pick you up." Eventually we picked up like 3 ounces out of like a pound. And, I ended up like coming back, grabbing them, and I forget what the fuck I was going with that story, but but he ended up like we ended up getting like 3 ounces, and he like brought it all into his apartment, and he was like he laid it all down on the kitchen table and was like, "Smoke as much as you want." So me and my buddy like that were there, we just smoked like all night long. Like we just smoked like constantly. And then we I don't know, we left them with whatever the hell we left them with. And my other buddy, it was right in front of my other buddy's house. And he was like, "Dude, I woke up. I like walked outside. I found like 3 ounces sitting outside of my house."
That's better.
I'm live.
Finding a carton of smokes was a pretty good
Like
score.
off the record. Yeah, I like the curtain. But what do you guys say we go on live? Like
We can do that.
we can just talk off the record because I mean, let's be honest, like there's nobody really saying anything.
Yep. Chad is pretty dead.
Well, thanks for everybody for hanging out. We were live.